Hey,
Oh my god.
hey, knock that off.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
I had to curse the intro that way. Cuz it immediately opened up the floodgates for audio and I just hear a hey.
It wasn't. I don't.
You
If I
planned
can't see
this.
him, if I can't see him, I don't want him peeing on something. I'm gonna beat his ass.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll do it live. Like,
What? I'll
you
do
heard
it.
me. He pees
Vlad,
in the
no?
game room. I would do it live.
I'm gonna come at bad
His ass is
boyisms right now. Oh boy.
His mommy almost beat him when he walked in. When he walked in from errands today, he freaking got through the trash can.
Ooh. You would think. I think there's just something about how like training your dogs and like I guess like how they associate like bad things with good things and I guess whether or not they can get away with it. There has to be something for that.
I don't know. I think he's just upset because we leave him, but then like at the same time,
I guess so. Yeah, you told me a little bit about
I
that.
don't know. Yeah.
About like his previous anxiety attacks, as in like I gotta redirect my frustrations and my anxiety towards other things in the environment.
Yeah. But then I also have to question the legitimacy of him actually committing the crime. Is it him or was it the little mastermind that tells him to do it? Because that's a thing. Because that's a thing. Because what will happen is they work together. If we leave food on the table and we're not there, she'll get up and she'll throw it on the floor, and then they both eat it.
Terrible.
Like, what kind of crazy spy shit? Like, but then like we can't keep bread on the counter anymore because she'll sit there with him and he'll get up and grab the bread and throw it on the floor. And that's a problem because Bessel's gluten, like allergic to gluten.
Oh no!
She starts having like ridiculous stomach cramps if she like eats too much like a bread at all.
Oh
so like
God.
she'll sit there and she's in pain. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like this is ridiculous.
You know, a couple hundred years ago, those dogs.
Dude, Katrina bought like a whole ass sourdough one day. And she left it on there. And we come home and we're like, I was like, did you eat all of it? Like, that's kind of fast. And she was like, no. And we looked outside in the backyard and it shredded all over the yard. And I was like, oh no.
Where is she? Eating better than like,
Yeah. It was like that time she ate my steak. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Yeah, like there was that time, like I think I said the story, but like Katrina and I were arguing about something and we were getting really mad at each other, so we were yelling our voice, and I told her, I was like, hey, just shut up for like 1 minute, just shut up. And all I hear is and I was like, I left my fucking dinner on the couch in the old game room up at the hill, and I was like, oh no, and I ran inside and she's just on her back like this.
Guilty.
She ate my half-pound steak, dude.
Half a pound of steak.
I thought she was gonna die, dude. She ate like half her weight. I was like, what are you doing? She's just like this. She ate all my potatoes, all my steak. And
Not the potato.
I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anything else to eat. I didn't eat that night because she was just like, and I was like, oh my God. I put her on her legs and she's just. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't believe that fucking dog. That dog sucks. I love that dog, but that dog sucks.
They have a little bit instinct behind them, but had to be molded.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Anyway, hey guys, how's it going? My name is
we're
Justin.
Live!
Did you not think so? I said like you cursed the intro, Phil. What did you think this was? I mean, it's obviously guys just talking, but like
can't breathe. Give me a minute.
No, don't walk out of the frame. Don't leave me. You just walk back and I'm just like,
oh no. I didn't realize you were. You know what? I heard what you said, but I was like, oh, the intro's probably just going.
What? For the slot. You recounted the tale of half a pound of steak being taken away, half your potatoes.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm crying. I'm literally crying. I'm in tears. Hold on. Oh god. I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm sorry.
Oh. Bezo and Vlad playing a round of ODST co-op.
Yeah.
Literally getting the bread.
Oh my god. He's chilling. He's over there. He's just begging to go out again.
Yeah, what prompted the intro was the fact that Vlad's going in and out of the game room when it should be closed.
No more. This is it. Last one. You're not coming to your scratch. Get out of here. Oh my god.
Scratching will ensue.
Lordy. All right, we're good. I'm ready to go. I'm so sorry.
All right. No, it's good. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip.
And you're watching or listening to episode 493 of DangIT Prodcast.
Oh
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, you're right. We've been live for 7 minutes. Oh my god, I hate myself.
It's a good intro. You know, sometimes you got to talk about like the mundane things.
Yeah. My dogs, they're going to be the death of me, I promise. Yep.
Do you think they would cause more havoc or chaos or whatever than, say, two cats they might own in an alternate reality?
Oh, I don't know. I would never know. I'm allergic to cats, so maybe. I would think maybe two cats working together to do devious things. Yeah, maybe.
I guess it also depends on their personalities too.
Yeah, that's a big one. So maybe, I don't know.
It's crazy, but Phil, I guess aside from like your antics going on around lunch hour here, this week has been pretty eventful. It's
a pretty big week for everything. You know, we got anime to talk about finally.
Let's go.
We got a little bit of anime. It's there.
Just
some
a little
anime.
bit,
we got some movies, some shows, video games. It's a big week.
Yes.
And it's Super Bowl weekend, baby.
Oh. Speaking of which, I did see that commercial for Paramount Plus.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Maybe we need something football shaped.
Poor Arnold. The fact that they actually went out of their way to break the record and actually to do history and do a new Arnold animation is ridiculous. For a Paramount
Plus no advertisement. And now Creed's here.
God. Oh my god. The Creed part got me. That was it. That killed me. Once I heard, "Can you take me higher?" Just
you can throw me high.
And Patrick Stewart singing is wild.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Okay, like I'm not like the biggest football fan in the world, but I understand the sport. I like watching the sport. I'll do it. But like I don't really have a favorite team. If you're gonna make me choose, like I like choosing my locals. So like Rams and Chargers, like I'll go for them. So realistically, I got no stake in this game.
Same.
I don't care about the Chiefs or I don't care about the 49ers. But point a gun to my head, I would probably say I'll go for 49ers. I just don't want Mahomes to win. I don't want the Swifties to have fun. Like,
how dare they? There's something funny that got pointed out while Maximilian Dude was playing through Final Fantasy VII remake. He's going in there with like a bunch of like mods like input into the Steam version to make it playable, but also look really good. But what was funny is that if you recall going to like your apartments for the first time. and you see Tifa's like room, you see like Cloud's
Oh, the
room, and then
slums, right?
yeah, in the slums, Sector 7, and like there's I forget the guy's name, but there's another dude right next to him, and it's the guy. It's one of those folks who's been impacted by just like I guess Mako poisoning, if not like the degradation of like soldier stuff. To which like Cloud actually like sees them and immediately like thinks of like Sephiroth, and has like a some psychological attack on him. But what was pointed out was the fact that this guy had a branded 49 on his shoulder. And someone said, homie's just a big fan of the 49ers.
He's just a Niners fan, homie. That's all it is.
And I was like, that's good timing.
Oh my god. The homeboy Manuel is a big 49ers fan, so he's the only one in our group. So he's very excited that his team is here at the Super Bowl, but
gotcha.
I don't really care. I like Super Bowl parties for the food, hanging out, and the commercials are funny. Oh, and the halftime show.
Yeah. To see how that plays out.
It's Ursher, baby, this year.
Oh, you know what? People have been making rounds about like his collaboration with, I believe it's probably a K-pop like individual, possibly.
No, it's Justin Bieber.
What?
Yeah. Are you talking about that concert that he did with Justin Bieber?
No. It's something else. It's actually like.
Oh, okay.
No, it was something else. But it was.
Yes, he has a new like song with like a K-pop group. Oh,
yeah. So I was like, that's been making rounds. So I mean, he's like in the public eye. I'm not sure he's going to do anything with that because it seems like they would also have to be included with them in order to make that work.
I was going to say Super Bowl shows are like, they're big. Like for an artist, essentially what a Super Bowl halftime show is, it's like a history of the artist. So whatever artist they choose, they like to it's like they're not doing complete songs. They're doing medleys and like
Oh, okay. All right.
Medleys and like trying to get through it. And then like sometimes, depending on what it is, a guest artist will show up and help them out. Oh. So like one of my favorite shows was 2012, and that was Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
He was like with the floating drum set for some reason. I don't know,
yes,
but like that's not what it was. He came down, he did Treasure, he did Locked Out of Heaven. This is that album. This is album, Unorthodox Jukebox. Yeah. And then he had Red Hot Chili Peppers come out, play Give It Away, and he started playing with them. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, what is this?
That was 2012?
That's 2012.
That was a whole decade ago. Oh my god!
You want to know You want to know one of the worst ones? Was the Adam Levine one or the Maroon 5 one? That was pretty bad.
That was a couple years ago, right?
That's
like 20.
I want to say 18 because
2018.
18.
I do remember that. Like that was kind of bad.
It was kind of bad, dude. They started off strong. They were like, I was like, yo, they're doing Harder to Breathe. Let's go. That song's a banger. They played like 10 seconds of it.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, okay. No, well, this is a medley, right?
No,
obviously.
Yeah, of course. They're going to have to play a little bit more here and there.
But I was like, how are you going to start off with a banger? Like, and then just cut it out real quick. They played up to the first chorus and they were like, this love. And I was like, okay. And then they had the nerve to have Travis Scott on stage.
Oh my god!
It was a show with him. It was at Maroon 5, which I jokingly like to call Adam Levine featuring Maroon 5 nowadays, because really that's all it is now. And then Travis Scott showed up. They teased us with the whole SpongeBob bit.
Yeah, I was going to like point out the fact that was so out of touch.
Pissed. No, it was because it was the year Steven Hillenburg died.
Oh, I see.
The creator of SpongeBob. And so people were petitioning for them to do the song. Like at least have the scene show up.
Yeah, but like that in that way though.
It was so bad. It was disrespectful. And then they got half of Outkast. not Andre 3000. They got the other half. I forgot his name, but they got the other half Outkast, and they did I Like the Way You Move, which I mean banger song. Just don't let Adam Levine sing in that again.
Gotcha.
And then you could tell he was desperate. So he took out his shirt. He took off his shirt for the views.
Oh yeah. Okay. Was this after like what we saw online?
Oh no! This is way before the. Oh god, you're so hot. No,
Oh my god.
way before that. Oh my god.
It just
No, way before that.
it's so different now. But yeah, okay.
The all right performance wise, but like kind of disappointing because he could have done so much more. Was The Weeknd. I forgot which year he did it, but his show was cool because he did a lot of the big bangers at the time. But like, how are you gonna do the 2 songs that include Daft Punk and not have Daft Punk show up? Granted, I get it; they had just broken up around that time. But like, how cool will it have been to have Daft Punk there, dude? Do I feel it coming? Just have them in the background. Come on, that's a missed opportunity. But like, there's been some really good ones where like they have mixes of what's going on. Like, they kind of drifted away from like the big rock groups. It used to be like all these like bigger, older rock groups that they get their own like show, and it used to be the biggest deal in the world for that. Like, there's like one of the most famous ones is Paul McCartney. Like that, like when he does Live and Let Die, and he does it to the fireworks. I'm like, whoa, like that's wild. And then he has the whole crowd doing Hey Jude.
Ah, cool.
But then one of the other really cool ones was The Who. Because they did all the banger songs, and that was a really cool one. They somehow tied all their songs into one medley, and I was like, that is wild. And then obviously one of the first big Super Bowl shows was Michael Jackson. So
it's very valid. Yeah.
That's the really crazy one where he jumps out of the top of the big old screen. He jumps out of it, and somehow he like goes down to the stage, and I'm like, what the? Or there's the one where Lady Gaga is flying through the stadium. That was kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but that was kind of cool.
There's a lot of memories I have. I think last year's was a good show. Oh no, last year's was Rihanna, right?
I don't recall.
Was last year Rihanna or was it the year before? No, last year was Rihanna. Yeah, last year was Rihanna. The one before that was the Dr. Dre one. Yeah. The Dr. Dre one was fantastic. That's a good show.
Oh, okay.
It was basically Dr. Dre and anybody he's helped produce or associated with. So he had Snoop Dogg, he had Missy Elliott, he had
let's see that.
Eminem. And that was cool because Eminem had Anderson .Paak play drums for him. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what is going on? And then in the whole list of art, sorry, how could I forget Kendrick Lamar? He was there too. But like, they did that, and then that was the whole guest list. And then out of nowhere, they got 50 Cent. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about, baby. He's literally like, they kept asking him in interviews if he's gonna do it, and he was like, nah, I just don't think I'm gonna be there. And I was like, let's go, dude.
And then switched up. You gotta wonder like how they organize like a lot of those performances. Obviously, they have to like find it, and they have to curate it like around like a certain creator, and then I don't know like who gets to organize that, whether it be like the artists themselves as far as like how they want to arrange the medley, who they're going to like hire for that, the effects.
And on top of that, it's also it depends on what happens like historically in the year. Like, I know the year that U2 did it was 2002, so they did the tribute to 9/11 essentially.
Oh, okay.
So like their show, they were performing, and then in the background they had the list of all the victims. Like, they were just like, let it scroll, and like pictures and whatnot. So I was like, that was kind of cool. That was pretty big. But like, they put a lot of money into these halftime shows, a lot of time, and like for a specific artist, it's a big thing. Like, Rihanna hadn't performed live in years until the Super Bowl last year. So it's like, yo, they got her out of retirement. That's crazy. Like,
essentially.
Yep.
So I'm curious about like Usher being there. I mean, granted, he is active now, but
I think it was supposed to be. I think this year was a switch up. It was supposed to be someone else, and she got a lot of trouble. So we're just gonna.
Oh yeah. So we got to redirect that to someone who
isn't. We got to redirect that. It was supposed to be Lizzo, if I recall. It's supposed to be Lizzo, and I was like, ew. First of all, the The flute. If I would have saw that glass flute, I would have been like, God damn it.
You know what they should have done? Well, at least, I don't know if I want to blend those worlds together, but it should have been Super Bowl halftime show featuring the Game Awards Orchestra.
No. With Flute Guy.
With Flute Guy.
Dude. Flute Guy. I love that guy.
Flute Guy descends.
He's so cool. Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be a good show. I think Usher's got potential for a good show.
Yeah.
I 100% expect Ludacris and Lil Jon to show up for if they
oh my god, if they don't do that's criminal.
He should go to jail for not doing that song. Like,
dude, that's like peak middle school for me.
I also fully expect what's his name from Black Eyed Peas, will.i.am to show up for Oh My God.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Baby, let me love you now.
Oh man, I need to like. There's been a lot of like songs that have been like, out there like over the years, and I just don't remember every single one of them. So it's like,
I mean, I my head is just full of nothing but like a specific space in my brain is full for just songs. It's like a hard drive.
I meant hard drive. Do you also have like playlists like listed out on like say Spotify about like the different genres? I know you do that for like rock and whatnot, but
I do. I started doing some for hip hop and rap, and then I want to do some for like pop, like just like I guess I can't categorize it any other way but pop.
Yeah.
Well, because I listen to everything, so for the record, so like I wanted to do like country and some other stuff too.
Really? Okay.
Mind you, I'm not like the biggest country fan, but
I've been there's definitely some hits there.
Yeah, there's some hits there. But then I realized, well, country's just kind of rock, isn't it? So I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, I listed rock as, does it have a guitar, a bass, a drummer, and a singer? All right, into that it goes. So I might just throw them in there. But overall, I'm doing some hip hop and rap like playlists. I got a 90s, 2000s, a 2010s, and a 2020s going.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Kind of like keeping track. It's not like I'm going super deep into it. It's just the ones I really like.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, like my favorite rap album of all time is 2019's Igor by Tyler the Creator. It's a damn good album.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a very experimental rap album, but it's very good.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll have to keep that stuff in mind, especially like when we tune in. Well, at least I'm not sure how it's going to be planned out for you, but on Sunday, see how that plays out.
I feel like we spent a little too much time on the halftime, so let me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We did, but it is music, and I hardly get to talk about music on here, so
true.
That's cool.
True.
It's cool. It's like how Mark the other day was like, "Yo, Phil ain't here. Let's talk about anime."
You can't do this to us.
Guess what, Mark? No music for you, dog.
Oh no. We can talk about all the butt rock as we can.
Yo, let's do it. Creed, we got Creed going. Yo, they need to do a concert with like nothing but butt rock. Get Daughtry on there. Get Creed. Get
oh my god.
Get Incubus on that. let's go. Do it. Let's get this go, and then end it with Hinder's "Lips of an Angel." Perfect. Perfect. Oh no, I'm sorry. Get Nickelback on there. There we go.
Of course.
Now we're cooking. Now we're really cooking.
Graphs.
Look at this graph. But other than the halftime show, like we said, commercials. Those are fun.
Yeah.
One thing I need to point out, y'all, if it's called a halftime Super Bowl, or if it's called a Super Bowl commercial, why are we releasing it before the Super Bowl?
That it's interesting to see them like releasing right now. Like, what's the strat for that?
Yeah, because like last week we talked about Paramount Plus's like commercial, right?
Right. And you told me like you just saw it and it's just available. And I actually looked it up too, so it's just out there.
They just dropped the Knuckles trailer for the series.
Already? Oh my god, that would have been perfect.
That's supposed to be for the Super Bowl. They're gonna premiere it. They're gonna show it there, and I'm like, why did you even drop it then?
Yeah, what's going on?
For the record, it looks high quality as hell. It looks like watching the movie.
That's good.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, it looks pretty good. My favorite thing about the Knuckles show so far, from what I've seen in the trailer, mind you, it comes out April 26th. And if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you have a perk for a 30-day free trial on Paramount Plus that doesn't expire till April something. I would recommend just redeem it in April, and then you have 30 days. So when it comes out, they're going to release all 6 episodes of Knuckles together. So you can just watch it for free. I just saved you guys money for Paramount Plus. I got you.
Thanks.
I got you. I was looking at my perks the other day and I was like, oh wow, Paramount Plus. I was like, that's kind of cool. But my favorite thing so far is they found a use for Wade. And I was like, that's really cool. Because like that character is just kind of there in the other movies. Like you know who Wade is, right? Like
Wade is the
sheriff's like partner, the dumb one.
Kinda.
The one who helps in the police department.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. They found a use for Wade. He's gonna be like Knuckles' like human companion.
Oh my god. All right.
And I'm like, that's actually really cool because they don't use that character. He's there for like 1 or 2 gags and that's it. They call it a day. And then the villain is like people that are using Robotnik's tech.
Oh, okay.
And they're using Knuckles' power. So like they actually do the scene where he's just like, does it look like I need your power? Because he's like both of them with the like punching each other.
Yeah.
And then the lady was like, well, don't you need his power? That's the whole point why we're here. And I was like, that's a cool callback. They're also confirming that Knuckles takes place between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. So wherever this series ends, it's going to start up Sonic 3.
Okay.
So we're an MCU timeline now, baby.
Oh my god. You know, what a trajectory the Sonic movie like had since like its unveilment, the promotional art, the change in the art style completely because of feedback, and now it's just like they're in a better place now.
It's a big thing. I do believe they confirmed Ben Schwartz is coming back as Sonic for the series.
Very nice. Is he just gonna have cameos?
I think so. I don't think like they're gonna have like Sonic and Tails in all the episodes. I think he's just like in the first episode or something.
Fair enough.
Obviously, but Tails was in the trailer too, so I was like, oh okay, you know. I forgot the main human character's name. I forgot his name, but his wife is in the show for sure.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
His wife is in the show. She's at least confirmed. But the big two is like Knuckles and Wade. So like they're the actual big like on-screen characters. And I was like, that's cool. Good for them to give Wade a good part.
Really just expand like that world and his characters.
Like I said, April 26th with 6 episodes in the series. They're all releasing on that day.
That's crazy. Just all in one.
Yep. And then for reminders that I think the Halo series comes out next week. It's season 2.
Yeah, people have been talking about just their first like impressions on the first episode for season 2. And apparently it has a lot of like improvements since last season. I watched it as long
as he's not having sex with AIs again, we're good.
As long as I don't see his cheeks, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like his head, his face is one thing, but like,
like fair enough. Like if that's what you want to do, but like
I need to actually
the side romance is kind of interesting.
I need to sit down and actually watch the series. I've only like seen bits and pieces because like Manuel has Paramount Plus, so he's like a big fan of Halo. So he was just like, oh, I got to see this. And so we were like here and there watching it. So
yeah.
But hey, if I get that Paramount Plus for free for that month, I'm gonna just use that and watch all of it. Screw it.
That's true. Yeah. To just kind of follow up with it. But yeah, so it's looking to be pretty promising.
And then what's another big one? Oh yeah. The big one, like for everybody tomorrow at the Super Bowl. They teased it that it is going to be there. The first trailer for Deadpool 3. It's going to be there.
Cool.
Finally. Mind you, this is the only MCU movie this year. So they gotta, they gotta be on it. Like I'm talking like this has to be a big one for them. This kind of ties into that. Like I sent you like a list of topics earlier, right?
Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
ties into the Disney thing. They're getting desperate. They're getting real desperate right now because they lost 1 million subscribers on Disney Plus. And that's because they raised the prices and added the ad-free one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And the Marvel movies have not been doing good. They've not been doing good at all. The viewership for the Marvel shows have been low.
So they gotta do something.
They're releasing quantity over quality is what I like to call it. Way too much, and none of it's sticking.
Gotcha. And that's tough because they gotta be an ongoing type of like service. You always have to provide something new every season.
Yep. And so Deadpool 3, people are like expecting that movie to carry the MCU this year on its shoulder. Like,
oh my god. Yeah,
so that's big. And
see that.
mind you, it is the first MCU movie that will be rated R. So it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's a big one. So, but apparently that trailer will be at the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Cool.
And I'm very much looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. Also, Chris Pratt is Mr. Pringles in a commercial, I guess.
Because he can.
Look, he can be Garfield. He can be Super Mario. He can be the Lego dude. And now he's Mr. Pringles.
You know, I'm happy for him. He's found like he can do live action, and he's also been just hired back for, you know, like voiceover stuff. So good for him.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he can tame velociraptors as well.
Oh, yeah. Phil, I'm going to need to be right back. I need just to grab a couple napkins. But whatever you got, entertain the chat and the podcast for a couple seconds.
Yeah, of course. Y'all want to hear a ballad? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But realistically, yeah, Deadpool 3 is going to be here tomorrow, apparently. I'm hoping for some good things overall. I just want to see Hugh Jackman back in the role, baby. That's all it really is. I know our friend Daniel is freaking out right now because he's a huge Wolverine fan. It's going to be great. You know, like I can't wait to see Hugh Jackman back in the role. It's going to be so good.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah, like that was how many years ago has it been since I was like
since Logan? Logan was 2017. You want to know why I know that? Because it was one of my favorite days ever. That day,
really,
I was just hanging out with friends, and then I was like, at nighttime we were like, hey, we got tickets to go see Logan. We went to go see Logan. I was like, hell yeah, dude, that was a absolute banger of a movie. We got out at 11, and I go, oh man, I got 1 hour left. We got to hurry up because I went to go pick up my Switch that day.
Oh,
it was the launch day.
No way, dude.
It was the launch day of the Switch. So Logan and the Switch kind of go hand in hand with me because I got to watch that banger movie, cried like a little baby, and then got out and I was like, I got the Switch in an hour, dog. I'm so excited. I got the Switch at midnight on the dot. You know, picked up my Switch, my Pro Controller, and then my 3 games I got with it, which was Breath of the Wild, Super Bomberman R, and 1-2 Switch.
1-2 Switch. Went
home. It's like updating everything, setting it up, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to play some Zelda. Turns out I played 1-2 Switch for the rest of the night. Played 1-2. I wanted to see the capabilities. I was like, let's see these HD rumbles and whatnot. We were screwing around the whole time. We were messing around. It was fun. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was like, all right, it's Zelda time, baby.
Brush, shower, eat. Now it's Zelda time.
Yep. But before I played Zelda, I was like, wait a minute. There's an eShop. I got to see what's on there. Because they did launch some eShop only games day one. And I ended up picking up Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. Because I forgot that also the Spectre Torment expansion came out the same day as the Switch. I was like, that's really cool. So I have a reason to play Shovel Knight again, but on my Switch. So I did that. And then I bought Fast RMX.
Nice.
Those were bangers. Those were banger download games. And so I just played. That was my launch lineup. Two download games and 3 physical copies. And I was like, this is it. I'm in heaven.
Are we shifting over to Nintendo Switch stuff?
No, I kind of feel like that would be last.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I was like, should I just like talk about my recounts of like launch night, because that was also
go
very...
ahead. You can talk about launch stuff. But if we're doing the direct rumors and stuff, we can do that at the end.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like it feels like it better connects because it's like that's the beginning of the Switch life cycle. We're nearing the end of the Switch life cycle.
Nearing the end.
So I thought that was what you're trying to lean forward towards. So
I wasn't really leaning towards it.
It's association. Yeah, I get you.
Recollecting memories.
Huh. That sounds
I can't lead into pickups with that.
That does sound like a Kingdom Hearts title.
Oh my god. Recollection of memories.
That's whatever the next trilogy is going to be, plus like went through everything.
God damn it. Well, I mean, like I can lead it into my Switch pickups if we want to do that at least.
You know what? If we're going to jump between like topics and then leave gaming for like probably like at the end, why don't we just go ahead and clear through like some of the things that are pretty short?
Yeah, let's do that.
So you were talking about like a lot of stuff like for Super Bowl halftime leading into like the commercials and the trailers, and of course that
and then
led to, Deadpool
I also
3.
totally went off track because I kept talking about Deadpool. But yes, Disney's kind of desperate right now. I don't know if you saw the Moana 2 trailer.
I didn't know there was a Moana 2. I just know about something else that they're doing.
Disney, I just want to know why is there a Moana 2? There's a difference between them announcing they're gonna remake Moana in live action. Oh boy,
okay.
But now they want to do a sequel to the actual original movie. I don't. Oh my god! I mean, look, the problem.
Listen, Dwayne The Rock Johnson had an opening slot, so it's like
they're losing money on Disney Plus because nobody wants to subscribe anymore because of the higher price tier.
Yeah, how much is it now?
$14.99 with ads.
Ooh.
Without the ads.
Monthly? Ooh.
Monthly.
That's rough. That's kind of close. Is Netflix kind of the same thing, or is that higher?
I think Netflix is like $1 or $2 higher. But people dropped on Disney Plus, about 1 million people. Shows haven't been doing good in like ratings and views. The Marvel shows, the Star Wars shows, none of it's been doing okay. It is kind of hard though. Like if you're not a big fan of those like franchises, it is hard to keep up with. You know what I mean? Like, true. You got so much content to look forward to, and then you go to the movie and you're like, well, how was I supposed to know this character and this character if I didn't watch this show and this show? And it's like, damn, it's getting harder and harder to keep up with MCU. It's getting harder and harder to keep up with Star Wars. But then Disney wants to go out of their way, and their release schedule, dude. Oh my god. Why are we having sequels to these movies? Nobody's wanting a Zootopia 2. I want you to understand this, all right? There's no reason for that. Zootopia is a really good Disney movie. There's no reason to just try to get as much money out of that as possible. But the real kicker here is Frozen 3. Are you kidding me?
Oh, they actually like announced that?
Yes. It's on the list.
Oh.
I think it's like 2 years from now, but still.
I mean, I kind of understand Frozen 3. Like, I feel like some of the more recent, like, I shouldn't say recent, but a lot of movie titles that have only like one or two, like
I won't
movies.
I won't forgive them for Frozen 2's random Kristoff 80s ballad, all right?
Oh, shit. I blocked that out of my memory.
I can't.
Also
I
roped
can't
in.
Get it out of my memory.
I guess I was so taken aback by Elsa's like deviation, like in the second movie, where like she ends up, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I forgot it. Now I blocked that from my memory.
Really? So
yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Damn. But you ain't wrong though. You ain't wrong. Like I said, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're trying to like. The movie industry is trying to be the gaming industry in the sense of like, let's just keep going with these series that don't innovate. Like, for instance, I guess in my opinion, video games can get away with sequels because it's called like improving and innovating. Movies, it kind of feels like we're just dragging along. Like we're just like, oh yeah, here's the same movie again with some of the same beats again. And it just kind of gets like, I don't know, if there's not a consistent story to carry along these parts, then it's like, Why?
It's interesting with movies. I never even like thought about, you know, the construction of like movies and sequels versus games and sequels, because gaming like has a lot of different like layers to it that make it a valid point to like create another thing in the same universe. Whereas like with movies, it's just kind of a timeline of like things happening in that universe, and how does that impact like the sole characters there. But aside from like character growth, which usually is resolved like in the first movie, all I have are like potential like conflicts and whatnot, like the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Oh my god! Don't remind me of How to Train Your Dragon live action coming out.
What? All right,
You know about that?
I'm just gonna ignore what you just said right now.
No, you don't know about that? Are you serious?
I'm serious. I don't know anything.
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
they're doing a live action of the original.
All right, so I'm gonna like put that to rest and never think about that ever again. I mean, it might be alright.
I didn't know you didn't know that.
How do you not like? How do you even like redo like Toothless? This goofy ass dragon.
not the goofy ass dragon. Oh my god! But another big thing Disney wants to do is, did you see them put a 1.8, 1.5, somewhere in that region, $1 billion stakes into Epic Games? They own.
Okay. Yeah.
They own stakes into Epic Games now. Like that's
insane.
Ridiculous, dude. Holy crap!
I mean, I can't even blame them, because like you see Epic, and they have not stopped their momentum.
No.
So,
but it also means expect a lot more Disney content in their games, because Disney's gonna want the promotion. They already said that's what they're using it for. They want Disney content to promote in these games.
To be fair, like when they introduced like Star Wars, the next and like added lightsaber like items, then that was kind of sick. So
my favorite meme right now is someone said that they imagine getting like sniped at Tilted Towers with Goofy. and then you like zoom in and Goofy's just doing this as the emote. And I'm like, oh no. No.
Goofy getting sturdy with it.
It's the dance that he does in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, imagine getting Mortimer Mouse, and he's just like, ah cha cha. Just
you know about the more recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab with them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of look sick. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw there was a Leo emote, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Actually, hold on. He summons a couple pipes that he stands on, and he kind of like poses. I'm like, all right.
He looks sick, dog. I'm not gonna lie. They look kind of tight.
Yeah,
like, do I want to spend money on that? No, but like I really like almost did.
But do you want it? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's how Epic makes their money. Since Fortnite's free, you know. I get it.
That's true. Like, God, how long will Fortnite last?
But like, this isn't. They also claim that this isn't just for like their specific games already. Like what they have. Epic now has the rights to make Disney games. Like they're going to.
Oh
yeah.
Boy,
so remember, Epic also owns Remedy. So.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, they own Remedy. So like, you know, Alan Wake and whatnot. So this is it's a big thing. Like this is. I was like, I don't understand. Like
what are they gonna do
now? Disney's out here like claiming, oh, we want to get back into video games. Dog, you did. You had Disney Interactive, and you had LucasArts, and then you shut them both down. What are you talking about? But yeah, that's a big thing for games and whatnot.
I mean, I can't even blame Disney for trying to get back into video games that way, especially if if that correlates with Disney Plus.
And then we got a merger, right? We have a
yes.
We have a merger that I just recently found out. I didn't know this was happening, by the way. But it makes sense. It makes sense that Funimation is going into Crunchyroll.
Oh, that merger. I was like, are we still talking about video games? Yeah. Okay. Anime stuff. Anime. Yeah, especially how you consume anime in the legal sense. Because don't worry, Mark, I see you, Mark. But as far as like how you typically watch anime nowadays, as far as the convenience and just, you know, the pricing, it's been kind of like distributed through like some of these like distributors such as like Crunchyroll or Funimation or like even Hive Dive. And you know, we've seen like Disney Plus, Hulu like kind of adopt that and just have like the rights to like publish or just show off like certain shows on their own like respective like places. And one of the big ones, Funimation, for a long time is merged with Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll has pretty much like ironed them out so that all their content is with them. And now Crunchyroll is now this big like titan now of like anime.
I was gonna say they basically are the only anime streaming service now. That's it.
There's still like High Dive and whatever subscription is gonna like release.
Sure. And
but,
Netflix
like,
has their stuff and
right.
Yeah.
So those guys are relatively good. But with Crunchyroll having now like an expansive library, they are just there's just that much of a difference between them and like the rest of the competition. But what's actually kind of like the bad thing is not just like price increases of like Crunchyroll's like subscription base, but it's also dealing with how digital stuff that people have bought through Funimation is going to be dealt with. TLDR, it's not there anymore. So yeah, that's a huge thing for those who've like just bought stuff through Funimation.
Didn't Sony own Funimation? Is that how that works?
I could have sworn, yeah. But I don't know how it's worked out nowadays. So as far as I understand, Crunchyroll isn't under anybody.
That's weird.
So
that's crazy.
Maybe that's a whole like agreement thing that just kind of expired. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
But yeah, now people have like talked about it quite a bit. And honestly, the end of the day, like the lesson learned here is to just whatever you want to have on hand, just buy it physically.
Basically, I was gonna say, I kind of like I've been looking into getting physical anime stuff. You ever heard of Discotech Media?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of cool. They call it SD on BD, so like standard definition on Blu-ray definition. So essentially, it's not HD, right? You're not gonna get the HD like quality of the anime that they're trying to put on there, but it is cleaner than DVD. And it's on a Blu-ray disc, so it's compatible with like Blu-ray players and whatnot. And they've been doing a lot of cool stuff. Like I saw they're doing the Street Fighter 2, the movie, the animated movie back in the day.
Oh, interesting.
The anime movie, and I was like, what the? And they're doing the Fatal Fury anime movie too as well. And I was like, what the hell? They're gonna release all of the original Berserk anime, and I'm like,
that's crazy.
I kind of want that. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. I don't watch too much anime nowadays because I'm too busy playing games, but I do like Berserk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I see it. That's
they got a lot of. Oh, I also want to get a lot of Lupin the Third like stuff.
I see Sonic the Hedgehog. Here. I was like, what the? Oh my god, Sonic!
Apparently, they sell these on Amazon, so there's that too.
That's pretty sick. They got Digimon
they have an
as well.
Amazon store. So there's a lot of really cool physical anime. I think physical anime is kind of niche for sure.
Yeah.
Also, there's just so much of it.
That's true.
There's so much like anime that's like. First of all, there's a lot of anime that hasn't been put on Blu-ray at all. So I'm kind of tempted to look through their catalog.
No, I agree. Yeah. Honestly, now that I look at it, it's essentially the way I consume like anime now is just through streaming sites, and like once I'm done, I'm good. I usually don't really need to like check back and rewatch things, but honestly, like when something like this happens and you realize that some of the shows that you may have already bought like digitally, and it's just not redeemable at all, that's kind of a problem. So stop giving me that perspective, like looking at kind of like how we look at like video game like media. So
I think it's just media in general. Like I really don't like the idea of Best Buy getting rid of like movies. Like they're not done with the games, but like that sucks for movie collectors.
But I think by association, it's going to eventually possibly be like that. They definitely shortened it up a little bit.
I'm not sure if Nintendo's actually like. No way Nintendo gets rid of physical media just yet. Most of their sales is physical media.
Yeah, and honestly, like, just as much as like Nintendo doesn't like to like really budge as far as like transform a lot of like stuff and policies, like physical media is probably one of those that they want to keep. And you know, they have the backings to show that they shouldn't even try to do digital only.
Yeah. But yeah, I should get a Crunchyroll subscription. I really should get back into anime. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
I really should. I'm debating.
Yeah, you have to make that list. Do you have a backlog list of anime you want to be like watching?
My Hero.
Oh, interesting.
Everybody tells me My Hero is so damn good, and I'm like, man, I haven't watched a single episode.
Yeah, those first couple seasons are really strong, and you know they'll probably like tie you along for like all the rest of it too. So
yeah, like My Hero, I hear is really good. Jujutsu Kaisen,
I
hear is really good. Like I just want to get back in it. You know what I mean? Like
fair enough.
Just really dive deep. I want to finish my all the JoJo stuff.
Oh my god, I gotta continue.
I actually really love I love the JoJo series. Like I've been reading it forever. Like I went up to at least part 7. Part 8 wasn't done when I finished it. So I was waiting for part 8 to be finished, and now that it's done, I should go back to finish reading it because now we're on part 9. But like, I read at least up until Steel Ball Run.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, which is technically the reboot because this is where they're at now because they just finished part 6, right? The one with Jolene. No, not Jolene. Jolene, yeah.
Yeah, Jolene's one of the more recent ones I've seen, and that was Netflix.
Yeah, okay. So they just finished her, so that's part 6.
Oh, okay.
Her timeline. That's the end of the current timeline with her. Because they reboot it. I forget exactly how they do it, but they reboot the series. And Steel Ball Run is essentially like a reboot.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because they have a Zappelli again. They have a JoJo again. Like, it's really cool.
Interesting.
That's the paraplegic JoJo.
Interesting. I didn't even know about that one.
Steel Ball Run. He's the one with the horse. He's literally riding a horse the whole time.
That's kind of cool. Wait a minute.
It's kind of tight. It's kind of tight. I ain't gonna lie. He's the one with the metal balls. Like he's just like uses those as a weapon.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, he's cool. That's a cool one. I hope they get to that one soon. But I stopped watching the JoJo anime, like the modern ones, up until part 4. So I haven't even watched part 5, which is Giovanni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I gotta step on it. You know what I mean?
I got you. While you're at it, add on Attack on Titan, of course.
I gotta finish that. I've only watched season 1, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend who's a big Attack on Titan fan, so yeah.
I'm glad they wrapped it up the way they did. Yeah.
I also gotta apologize to Anaya. I would do it as my best friend. I would watch One Piece for him, but I don't know if I can keep up with One Piece.
It's tough.
I can't do it.
I'm kind of like stuck with that one. I think I should continue watching it, but like there's so much time investment just for One Piece.
God, if you thought it was hard to play through the Legend of Heroes games, good lord.
You're not wrong about that. I think you can clear through, all of that faster than you can ever catch up to One Piece, like anime episode per episode.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I should get. The whole point of this was to say I should get a Crunchyroll subscription.
yeah. It is kind of pricey now, right? Last time,
but it kind of worth it, right? Like, I mean, they're getting Funimation's content now.
Yeah. Last time I checked, though, like they've had this like pretty like decent like price like subscription for like $8, but now that like Funimation's merged with them, we're probably looking into like a price increase as well. And I'm like, oh boy, we've already established as far as like consumption of media, like we're entering like the subscription based like thing. Like YouTube has its like own thing with premium. I mean, Twitch is now kind of boosting Turbo quite a bit. Turbo's been there for a while, but now they're really promoting it like quite a lot.
Yeah, they really want that Turbo out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would notice that.
So yeah, but the problem is that like a lot of these subscriptions really just add up. Especially if you actually do a spreadsheet on like all they've listed and like how much you actually end up paying like per year, and you can probably put yourself over like $1,000 like per year in just all that kind of stuff.
Granted, we don't pay for cable in this house. We use streaming services, so
yeah, it's kind of the same over here too.
Yeah. So I don't know,
but I guess like it depending on like how much like you consume of it, it might be worth it. So it's kind of like Game Pass. Like sure, like that's increasing quite a lot now, but it's like it's also kind of worth it.
That's a good segue, but I kind of want to get through these pickups. So before we get to that segue,
okay,
that was a very good segue actually. I'll just do this real quick. It's not. It's not.
You know what TLDR? Just get physical media if you can. And now we can segue it over to like speaking of physical.
Speaking of physical media, I got 4. Do you have any pickups this week?
Not for me.
Okay. My pickups from Limited Run are going to be slowing down hardcore, mind you. Thank you, Limited Run, for not putting PayPal. I don't understand why that's not fixed yet. I don't get it because I can't afford it to do it any other way. So thanks.
That's true.
So I already missed out on 2 of the mainline games for the first time in all these years. So unfortunately, I just now that I'm not gonna have a complete set, I told myself maybe I just want the ones I really want. Like, I know I got to get Cosmic Fantasy. I know I got to get the Rocket Knight stuff, Felix the Cat. You know what I mean? Like, but
oh yeah, that's recent.
All the Konami stuff, yeah, I got to get those.
Yeah,
but. So you won't be seeing too much Limited Run stuff from me as much anymore, but that's okay. I still want the good ones.
Mm-hmm. So
I still got another package from Limited Run. I got 3 from Limited Run and 1 pickup, like a legit pickup. So let's see. I got One Shot World Machine Edition.
All right.
And okay, so I don't know anything about this game. It just looks kind of cool. It's like a top-down kind of game. And I posted this picture in my Discord, and Sephi was like, "Yo, this game is tight." And I was like, "Huh? What do you mean?" And she was like, "Yo, that game is really good. I didn't know there's a physical copy." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." So I got a recommendation that it's good. Got it. Got it. Nice. Apparently, it made her cry. So I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no, it's one of those.
It's one of those.
Not sure you're ready for it. The next
game also got me off guard because it's called The Legend of Tiending. And I think it's like a Metroidvania, but like essentially the gameplay is like it's 2D, but you're like combat, kind of like Guacamelee. If you've ever played that game,
I've heard of it and seen some. Yeah.
Okay. This is more like just like karate and kung fu and stuff like that. So there's that. I think. But anyways, I posted this picture, and then Mark was like, "Yo, this game is tight," and I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, "It's on Game Pass. It's good," and I was like, "What?"
All right.
So I got some good ones I thought I didn't know anything about, but apparently everybody else does.
It's so interesting.
And then I got this one. I got this one that I know is going to be good. This is because Anaya and I played the other game, but this is Minoria.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah, this is from the team who made Momodora.
Gotcha.
And this is 100% a Metroidvania, and it's got this really cool looking art style. It looks great. It looks really cool. I'm excited to play this one. And I got this bad boy on sale for $20, baby. I was so excited that I finally have this in my collection.
I know what this one is.
Yeah. I didn't buy it initially because it was the same day as Mario RPG. And I was like, come on, how are you going to tell me to buy both? I can't do that. But I had to have it. It's for the collection. And keep the Persona train running because it's Persona 5, baby. Persona 5 Tactica. I don't play too many tactical RPGs, but like I heard this one's pretty good. And it's Persona 5, so I'm not going to not.
Yeah,
like I have to.
It's Persona.
It's Persona. It does come with a really cool. I'm going to show the code anyways because I already used it. But it comes with this cool thing where you can get the main personas from Persona 3 and 4 as like a team member.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
but they're in
sick.
the color of Joker. So
interesting. Huh.
I was like, that's kind of cool. It's Orpheus and Izanagi. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So that's kind of tight. Another thing I noticed that I found out about this game is that there's DLC already. There's a big old expansion pack.
Oh, does it come with it, or is just let you know that it's there?
No, it came out the day of. So one, thank you Sega for not making sure this is complete. Two, it's a expansion pack that basically has new maps and stuff, where you play as the new female character from Royal.
Oh, interesting.
You play as her and then somebody else. I don't remember who. But when you beat that expansion, you can play them in the main game. And I'm like, what?
All right, that's kind of cool.
I want that. So eventually I might do that. But this is I heard it's good. I heard it runs great on the Switch. I heard it runs better on other consoles, but I heard it runs great on the Switch. So I'm looking forward to playing
Solid.
this. Plus I have Royal and Strikers on Switch, so like I needed to make sure I have everything together. Plus, I got 3 portable last week, and then Golden is not ready yet, but it should be here soon.
Should be. Yeah. I'm still waiting on my copies over there, and I might just keep them on the Xbox platform for a little bit.
Yeah.
Although, like that deal was actually really tempting, but they are available for $30 right now.
Kind of sucks that Strikers isn't on Xbox, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kinda. I mean, how many actual like Warriors games are on Xbox? It is a Warrior style game. It's from Omega Force, so
I see. So I guess there's just not really a lot going on over there. All right.
But speaking of that, now that's a good segue into the Xbox this week. It's been pretty rough for the Xbox fans, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of weird because it kind of reminds me of like PlayStation situation when like you start to see a lot more going into PC, and that was just PC. Yeah. People were like, "Oh man, these the PlayStation platform specific first parties are now being transferred over to like the PC, like maybe a year or so later." And the argument, so essentially, just to balance it out, was the fact that like you still have early access to them like on PlayStation. And they're made for the platform, so you're not gonna have any issues with it. Versus like PC, where you might actually come across like some like issues here and there. But now we're dealing
console. It's also console exclusive, right? Like you can
console
only
exclusive.
play them on PlayStation.
That's true. Xbox is kind of different because they have PC, but
and they've always supported PC. So most of their games already released PC and Xbox, no matter what.
But now the issue is the rumors about them going like third party, amongst some other things. It's actually a lot of layers to this one.
So like, let's start with that part. Well, actually, let's start with the firings first, because I think like the third party stuff it's gonna tie into another subject in a minute. But the firings, right? So they bought Activision Blizzard, and I think I mentioned this last week, right? They ended up firing 585 employees. No, they were a lot higher. Something they fired a ton of employees, including the president of Blizzard, including like Blizzard got hit the most, and other parts of Activision Blizzard got hit. Now this week, it turns out they fired 45 employees from Toys for Bob, which is the developer who created Crash, Spyro, Skylanders, that team. They closed down their offices. Okay, so my understanding is they're still in the business, but they are now working all remotely. They switched to the work from home style with no office.
Okay.
But that's why they got rid of 45 people, because those 45 people didn't need to be there anymore if they're going to do that.
Yikes.
And I think somebody else got hit too. I don't remember. Oh, Sledgehammer Games got hit with layoffs. And it's just been a whole mess. And I understand. Look, I'll be real with you. firings and terminations was gonna happen because of the merger. That's a 100% given. Activision was already like so much money into things. Xbox is basically trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving them an excuse that this is a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'm just saying like this is a common
the natural result.
Thing. Yeah.
Because you have to like a lot. It is a lot, especially when you're changing just the whole like layout and just approach to like working. Talk about like 45 positions that you would otherwise have to reimburse for that now no longer need because the alternative is affordable, maybe. Yeah.
Yep. And it's been pretty hard for them right now because they're getting a lot of flag. Like a lot of people are like, well, why would you even buy the companies then if you're just gonna get rid of people?
Yeah.
And it's like,
see, I don't know. Yeah.
It's a very tricky thing to walk on. Like you're walking on eggshells, basically.
And there's no way around it either. This is now this is public like knowledge. I mean, it's always been public knowledge, but like never before has it been like this vocal with the community.
And then as to top it off, it gets worse. Not worse. Let's break this piece is hard to talk about. Let's get this down one by one.
Mm-hmm.
These are not rumors at this point. At this point, these are like legitimate facts. And it started with the Hi-Fi Rush rumor. This is the first one that started this.
Interesting.
The big rumor with Hi-Fi Rush is that it's coming to all platforms. And I kind of mentioned this a little bit last week as well.
Yes.
However, there's hard evidence now. Like it's coming. There's no
hard evidence.
This isn't like, oh, there's hard evidence is about to show up on all these platforms. There's no way it won't. It just got an anniversary update because it's been out for 1 year now. And like I said, I think I mentioned these a little bit last week, but the shirts, there's like in-game shirts that Chai can wear. And the Xbox has a green one that says Shadow Dropped. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But in the code, there's a red one that says Rocking Out Everywhere. And there's a blue one that says Finally Here. And it's like,
ooh,
that's basically like you're telling me that it's coming to PlayStation and Switch.
Yeah.
Got it. And Xbox has been pretty vocal before that not every one of their games was going to be exclusive. That's not what they were saying. However, it seems like that has opened the lid for a lot of things because there's now rumors going around that Starfield's coming to PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
That Indiana Jones is going to come to PlayStation 5.
Ooh.
That Halo is on the list.
That's that's wild.
That Sea of Thieves is on the list.
I can see that, but that's so wild.
That there's a lot of different games that are about to go multi-platform, and it looks like Xbox really is trying to go with the route of, well, we don't want exclusives, we want Game Pass. So if you want to play them earlier and have them for a little bit before any other console, you can play it on Game Pass. But if not, the money isn't being made on Game Pass, and I think that's the big issue. Like, of course not. If they like third parties, yeah, they're making money on Game Pass. They pay them a base rate.
It's true,
and there you go. But first party, it's kind of tough, right? Like they're owned by Microsoft. They just can put their games on Game Pass, and then there you go.
That's true.
So they need to get money somehow. So I think Senua's Saga might be coming to PlayStation, but these are all rumors because I'm now reading like contradictory reports that Starfield isn't coming to PlayStation. So I don't know.
I see.
I don't know. It's very 50-50. It's wishy-washy, and it's been spreading like crazy. And a lot of Xbox fans are not happy about losing a lot of their exclusives.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I mean, based on there's like two things. Like there's two sides of this coin. On one hand, I am happy about this because it just means that more people get to play these games. Hi-Fi Rush is so good. And as much as I think it's one of the best Xbox Series X exclusives, unless you were a PC player, you were never going to play it. but you know, it's a good game that'll fit well on the Switch as long as it runs 60 frames.
That might be tough.
That game cannot run 30. If that game runs 30, it's dead on arrival, because that game is very like rhythm based. You need to be on it.
I think they're gonna have a hard time.
That's gonna be pretty tough. But like, you know, PlayStation 5, okay.
Yeah.
But and then Indiana Jones, I kind of like, I would like that to be exclusive, but at the same time, I get it. I would like more people to play that. That is a game by Machine Games. Like they do good work, you know? And so like everybody gets to play more games, and it's more options for gamers, and it's great. And I think that's awesome. And I'm on that side. I'm on that side that says like, this is a good thing, you know, whatever. That's great. But I also understand why you would be upset, because no one's right and no one's wrong in this argument. I think that's the big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you should be happy that more people get to play these games. But also, then why do I own an Xbox? I don't game on my Xbox. Like, for me personally, I'm not... Xbox is my least... Like, the console I least like game amount on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing more because Game Pass.
And yeah, that's the argument there.
Like, I've been doing a little bit more because of Game Pass for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather be picking up physical copies on my PlayStation or Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of tough. It's tough out here, man.
Yeah. If I could throw my 3 cents into that as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think in the past, a lot of folks, as well as I, have like advocated for the idea of just like supporting like games like within in and of itself. Like you like the Gears of War franchise, right? Then you love the Gears of War franchise. It's connected to Microsoft and Xbox just by association. So, and you know, you also have to look at the other parties as well. You're looking at Nintendo and PlayStation. Nintendo, I mean, we've heard this like regurgitated before and again and again. Nintendo's where you play like Mario games, where you play Legend of Zelda's, where you play Metroids, where you play Kirby. So you might be like a big fan of like Legend of Zelda, for example, but that's intrinsically like connected with Nintendo. Ergo, you're kind of like more Nintendo like orientated than you would be, say, PlayStation or Xbox. But you can also like stuff on those platforms as well. So it just makes a little bit more sense for us to just be for the games and the developers like themselves over the bigger companies like behind them, which is Nintendo, Sony / PlayStation, Xbox / Microsoft. And when you look at this merger, it makes sense just for everyone to be able to play like these games that otherwise would not be available anywhere else but Xbox. But people are also like conflicted with that because they've identified themselves as like Xbox players because of their experiences like in the past, like with Halo, now Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield even, Sea of Thieves. But now they're moving to a third party, and now like it doesn't feel like as special of a connection for those who identify as like Xbox players. But I think it's tough because, as you said before, there's no right or wrong. Like no one's like wrong for like being upset as an Xbox player that these previously exclusive IPs and franchises are now branching over to other platforms. So, but at the same time, like, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, the argument is like, why do I have an Xbox aside from maybe able to like play it for a good year? And I think that's kind of valid. You know, if you want to like play those games like immediately, then sure, like having a 1 year like console exclusivity makes sense. But I also understand that like, you know, having multiple consoles isn't like for everybody. Like, so you want to have maybe one or maybe two. Nintendo's got that like locked down on their end, but you know, what's that second console going to be? Is it going to be PlayStation? Is it going to be Xbox? Or you just want like maybe a PC that can run things? So that's tough.
It's tough. I also just think it's weird. Like the idea of Halo on PlayStation is so
it's so wild. Dude, people are talking about
so
like
weird to me.
Yo, I
that's
can't play.
Like that's Xbox's Mario. Like what?
People were saying like I can't wait to play Gears on Nintendo. I was like, are you what? I mean, yeah, the original trilogy, but like 4 and 5.
Well, I don't know if the next console can handle it.
Yeah, my only issue is like it's cool, but like how's
Gears
Nintendo gonna
runs on
perform that?
the Gears games run on Unreal, and if the testing is correct and it can run the Matrix Unreal 5 demo,
That's true. The follow up would make sense.
yeah.
And we have
If anybody had
Mark.
to learn that exclusives kind of suck, it's me.
Yeah. Mark had to wait
Mark,
Mark had to wait until like I gifted him Final Fantasy VII Remake for him to be able to play it. That's an example of that.
Yep. And it's tough. And that, I don't know. Like, again, I like the idea. Let me tread this very lightly.
Yeah, okay.
I am for everyone where I'm like, yeah, everybody should be able to play everything. That's cool. That's great. You know, you get a chance to play the games. That's awesome. That's great. I want that. Hi-Fi Rush is amazing. And you know what? I would love to see it run on the Switch. And I would be so down to add that to my list of Switch games because I love that console. If I were to get rid of my games in my game room, I would like to keep my Nintendo stuff. So Hi-Fi Rush is a perfect example of a game I want physically. On the other hand, I think it's one of the best Series X exclusives, period. And it's a reason for me to own my Series X. And if I can get it on any other console, I just don't really see the point in having my Series X other than Game Pass. And I think that's what they're banking on, is getting that Game Pass for everybody. Like it's the early access.
Yeah.
It's the making sure that you're a Game Pass subscriber. You don't have to pay for most of these games. But like also that's where the money's at. People will Persona 3 Reload sold 1 million copies in one weekend. It is the fastest selling Persona game of all time right now. And most of those sales were PlayStation 5, not even Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. You could play it for free. You don't even need to buy it. Like, that's crazy. And I think that's another big contention into this too. You know, Xbox, if you want to talk about this fake console war that everybody likes to talk about, this isn't the 90s anymore, but they lost this war. If in layman's terms, if you want to talk about it realistically, they lost. There's no recovering from the mistakes that they had happened to the Series X.
And that's kind of unfortunate, like on the business standpoint and like on a competitive side. You know, no one really likes to like admit defeat and not do anything with that. But it really feels like they're just trying to attempt a different strategy that we don't concretely know too much about, except for some other things, which is why. I like to attribute this to Sega. They're turning into Sega, essentially. Like, they're going away from the hardware business and making sure that they own these companies and they own these developers. Yeah, you're right.
But they're becoming third party. They're doing it's the same thing. And it's funny that it's had to be Xbox to be the one to do it, because everybody that I talk to, Sega fans, they look at the Xbox as like a natural progression of Sega consoles. You know, there was that really, like, the original Xbox had the Sega deal with 11 exclusive games on it. And like, it has the same button layout to the point where Sega helped them develop the Xbox original. Like, and they were trying really hard to have Dreamcast backwards compatible on it, and it just couldn't work. So like it feels like the natural progression. Like, the controller literally is like the successor to the Dreamcast controller, and it keeps going and going. So it's kind of wild that full circle we're back to them potentially becoming third party completely. Mind you, the difference is they are still making hardware. I don't think they're going to get rid of hardware, but they're definitely not going to be pushing it. Like, they're going to be here. You want Game Pass, you get the console.
Did you hear?
But the games are going to be on everything.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, this is actually it's actually recent news. Hear about the sayings about Phil Spencer having like a little town hall meeting internally about just maintaining console production.
So this is a fun topic too, because this also is a good segue into the next topic as well. Because if I'm correct, Phil Spencer is going to have something next week. It's not like a conference. It is this thing where he's going to do he is going to lay out the quote unquote future plans of Xbox next week. This is it. And I think there's a reason he had to say it like that. Because if everything's lining up,
The pieces
the
are lining
Nintendo
up.
Directs next week.
Oh, not next week, Phil. Take it back, please. I'll be gone.
This is why I needed to save it for the end, because I knew that you're not going to be here next week. And we always do a predictions like talk beforehand. And so I think this is going to have to be that. And but we have to set our expectations. This is why it's all going to tie up together. I'm gonna wrap this for you. Ready?
Okay. All right.
All of the sources and all of the things that I've read, everybody I've talked to, it's looking like it's not a regular direct. It is not the big Nintendo Direct people are expecting in February. It is going to be a partner showcase. And for context, so we know what that is, the Nintendo Direct partner showcase is essentially a much shorter direct. It's kind of like a mini, so it's only about 20-ish minutes. And doesn't include Nintendo first party games. It is all third party. Nothing in those presentations, like Nintendo wise. It does include second party. So, for instance, I remember one of the partner showcases had Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity because Nintendo wasn't making it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it is like, it's essentially an IP like from Nintendo, but it's being handled by another team.
Yeah. Cadence of Hyrule was in one of those as well for the updates and the physical copy. So,
gotcha.
So, now that we're clarified of what this is, it looks like that's the case, that it's going to be a partner showcase. I don't think it's going to be a regular direct. I was really hoping that the rumors were wrong and we were going to be like this big old direct next week. It doesn't seem like that. I think if we're lining up rumors and we're lining up the leaks and lining up the pieces, yours and mine,
I was gonna make that joke. I was waiting for it.
A partner showcase actually makes a lot of sense, especially because Hi-Fi Rush is the one that's supposed to be announced there.
That kind of makes sense, yeah.
And if Hi-Fi Rush, and I think that's why Phil Spencer's waiting. I think he wants Nintendo to be the one that says, "Hey, Hi-Fi Rush, coming to Switch, baby," and then he can start talking about why.
I see. So,
and so a lot of that partner showcase is probably going to have some Xbox games in there that you're not going to expect.
God, imagine Starfield on Switch. No, that can't be.
Whoa! I was thinking more along the lines of like Hi-Fi Rush is a good, obviously the big one.
Hectaxo.
Maybe like Pentiment.
What? Actually, that's kind of, wait a minute, that's kind of heat.
Yeah, that game was 10 out of 10 reviews and it didn't get nominated for anything. You guys suck. The gaming world sucks.
I was going to say, not a soul.
The gamers suck. Anyways, yeah, like there's a good amount of stuff they could bring. I mean, Rare Replay, yo, come on, baby. If you're going to make this third party, you put that on the Switch, I will buy that again in a heartbeat. Come on. Let me have Conker's Bad Fur Day on my Switch. I promise. I will play it all day. Please. But like in seriousness, yeah, it seems like it's going to be a third party showcase. It's not going to be any Nintendo first parties. And again, this lines up with the rumors that next month they want all eyes on them. They want all eyes on Nintendo's first party because they're going to announce the Switch 2. Or officially reveal it.
I was gonna say, like, where are they gonna go with that?
It doesn't come out next month. It doesn't come out next month.
They just want to like talk it. They want to talk about it.
They're waiting for the fiscal year to end, which is
actually kind of close by, right?
It's close. I think it's like in 3 weeks. So,
well, yeah, that's them like cleaning up shop. Really?
Yep. They want the fiscal year to end,
but it almost makes too much sense for Nintendo.
That's what I'm saying. It makes way too much sense. And then that's probably where we'll see the bigger Nintendo, like the bigger Xbox titles be revealed. Is like, hey, Indiana Jones, it's coming to the next Switch, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. That's
kind of crazy.
That Call of Duty that they promised, there you go. Which also lines up with the fact that there is a rumor for the next Call of Duty game. And this one's big, actually, real quick before we go back into Nintendo stuff. It's a Black Ops game. It's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War.
Whoa.
And from my understanding from the leaks and rumors, the multiplayer and zombies is being done by Treyarch. But this is going to be the first Black Ops that Treyarch doesn't touch single player wise.
Oh.
Actually, as a matter of fact, this kind of gives me hope. It's a new developer that is touching the single player. It is not Infinity Ward. It is not Sledgehammer.
Really?
It's not Treyarch. It is Raven Software, baby. They're back.
Ravens. Wait, where have I heard that before?
Raven has been working on Call of Duty since Ghost, but they were basically relegated to map design and
hate to say it.
And Raven is huge. Like they created Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
That's where. Okay.
They created the Wolfenstein reboot on PS3 360.
Okay.
They helped with they created Hexen, Heretic.
Oh yeah,
like
the shirt.
Raven's a Quake 4. They're the developers of Quake 4.
Yes,
so,
okay, that's why
they're a big team. They can do a first person shooter like story, and so they're going to be given the reins apparently for the single player.
That's kind of hype actually. Wait a minute.
New developer kind of gives me like a little bit of hype for Call of Duty for once. I'm like, oh my god, that kind of sounds fire. I ain't gonna lie.
On Nintendo platform.
But see, that's where I'm trying to get at. Maybe on Nintendo, that's where they announce it. We don't know how they're gonna do it. It could be like the same show kind of thing they did with the Switch 1. You know what I mean? But like this is all leaks and rumors. Obviously, I want to go back to the presentation next week more. But this is all lining up. Everything is falling into place. And
Pieces
like I said, Hi-Fi
now.
Rush is apparently going to be the big one next week. You know what I mean? Like that's a big game that's going to be not dropping day of, but announced.
Yeah, dude.
Announced.
Okay. A lot of this is making a lot of sense.
Some other titles that I personally think could be there. If we're talking just strictly third party, because I don't think I want to do. If it's going to be a partner showcase, I'm trying to relegate this to just third party. I don't mind talking about first party stuff, but. Third party wise, if I know, probably Deca Police. I'm thinking like level 5 will show up.
That makes a lot of sense.
Deca Police will show up, plus the their Fantasy Life Eye, you know?
Oh yeah.
So that might be a thing. I could see Square showing up.
I was gonna say Square. Honestly, would be a great showing.
I could see Square showing up with more Emerald Saga, because remember they announced that. But also, But also, finally talking about those Dragon Quest HD, that Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D that they showed off years ago before Live Alive and Octopath Traveler 2, and like it still hasn't released, so they could probably finally talk about that. That could be there.
Maybe
that's a big possibility. I can see. I don't think I can see Capcom there. I don't think Capcom's got nothing to announce for that.
Yeah, but it would be cool to see Capcom like have a presence there.
I mean, it'd be cool.
Yeah, but I guess
think if Capcom's gonna be there, it's gonna be at the Switch 2.
Probably,
because otherwise, I think that next Monster Hunter game, I forgot what it's called.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, Wilds. I don't think it's just PlayStation 5 and Series X. I think it's coming to the next Nintendo console, because they would be fools. They would be fools. Rise sold more on Switch than Worlds did on everything.
Let's go.
Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And this is before Rise came out on the other consoles. Like, right,
dude. And I guess that lines up too, because Monster Hunter Wilds, they don't have anything to talk about that until summer. So they have plenty of time to just kind of like have that added on as part of the development.
I don't think Capcom will show up next week. I mean, I think there'll be some indies for sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe Donkey's new game. I forgot what it's called. Animal Well.
Yeah, Animal Well.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be kind of tight.
I think Hades 2 is deserving the spot.
2 would be really cool to learn about next week more. I would love to see that game in action.
Yes.
That'd be a big one. Oh my god. That would be a hype announcement. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to think of some other third parties that might be interesting to put in that show. The thing is, like, they're basically just like, hey, look, these games are still coming out on Switch. Don't think we are not supporting the Switch, is essentially what they're trying to say.
Right.
And it's basically also like, hey, Nintendo's like, hey, look, third parties are still supporting it. Don't like shoot us just yet.
So it looks like you'd probably, if you've been in the best interest of one, show up with like a lot of like good third parties for this partner showcase, but possibly similar to what PlayStation Showcase has done for their, previous state of play, and then follow it up with, hey, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's got its own state of play like the following week. It could be something like that, but for March.
I could see Sonic Cross Shadows Generations there. I can see that.
Interesting. Yeah, that has been announced for that.
Yeah, I could see a little bit more actual gameplay instead of it just being a CGI trailer.
Yeah, they showed a little bit of like some of the stages.
A little bit of shadow stuff. Yeah,
I would be curious to see like Switch footage of Sonic Generations.
Yeah, so that could be there. I could see that. I'm trying to think of some other ones in my head. I had a lot of good ones in my head earlier, and I just forgot. Because Hi-Fi Rush is going to be the big one. I feel like that could be either the opener or that can close the show. Like, that's how big that game is going to be. Like, that's a huge one. That's a big get for Switch. Trying to think. I don't think Persona 3 Reload will be there.
Like, that's for the next platform.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do think Persona 3 will come to Nintendo. I just don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be the Switch. I think, if you want to be honest, let's get these out of the way now. What I think would come to the next console would be Persona 3 Reload. Would be Visions of Mana. I don't think that's a current Switch game. They would be fools to not put that on Switch. And then I don't think what is Atlas's other game? Metaphor Metaphor something. Yeah, Metaphor. I'm just gonna call it Metaphor. Yeah.
I
feel like that could also come to the next console. Oh, now that we're talking about Sega and Atlas, Unicorn Overlord will probably be there next week.
That's fair. It's coming out in March or April?
March. It's coming out soon.
And so they can totally do it.
I only say that because they put 13 Sentinel Spirits in Smash. So it's like, okay, they obviously have Vanillaware on the brain. They're going to be working closely with each other. So they're going to want to show off Unicorn Overlord a little more. That is a big deal. So it is a good game. It is a really cool looking game. So I will say that.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's any other third parties that I can think of. Konami might be there with Contra Operation Galuga. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right though.
Yeah. That could be there. Trying to think.
Falcom. All of a sudden.
Don't tempt me. I remember one of the first ever Nintendo Directs had East 8 in there. So
yeah, that's wild, dude.
They were pushing that. That wasn't a slide. That wasn't one of those like quick drops either. That was like they had a whole little quick dedicated segment. I was like, that's kind of tight. That's kind of tight. I would not be surprised to see them talk about East, honestly, if they're just trying to do a partner showcase.
I'm trying to think of some other third parties as well. Is Platinum Games technically?
Yeah, it is technically third party. Depends on the game, though.
Depends on the game, right? Because otherwise, Bayonetta is first party.
I would assume it's second party because they're the developers. So if Nintendo's publishing, maybe it could show up there because it is Platinum. So like if I see an Astral Chain 2, quote unquote,
that would probably be a possibility. If anywhere,
that could be there.
Gotcha.
I could see I was gonna say back in the East stuff, I could see East 10 or
all right.
I could see East 10 or the East Oath and Felghana port.
That's actually pretty solid.
I don't know if you heard like the Switch port came out last year on in Japan, but this year PS4 and PS5 is getting the Oath and Felghana port.
Yes, I did hear about that.
So I feel like they were waiting for every port to bring them all over to America at once. So maybe that could be a thing.
Okay.
I could see East there. Maybe even Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. That could be there.
I just wonder with Daybreak, what would they have to show at present?
Not much. Just kind of slide by and be like, hey, it's coming. And I'll be like, wow, that's cool. I'm trying to think of like Other things. Oh, Penny's Big Breakaway could be there. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. I think
that's a big one.
That'd be great.
That'd be kind of cool. I would like a release date already. I really want to play that. That's my kind of game. I'm ready for that.
I know that's a 3D platformer, and obviously by association by the folks who created Sonic Mania. Have you? This is kind of a side off thing. What was the guy's name, or at least the release? It was a game that released, I think, recently, like this week, if not coming out soon. That's Sonic like.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
He looks red, right? He's got like a red, okay. It looks cool.
I was wondering, like, was that like a PC only type of thing, or is that something that's?
I think it's PC only. I think it's not. I think it's only on Patreon, or not Patreon, but Kickstarter.
I think it starts with like Rascal, but I only get Rascal Flats.
No, it's not. Life is a heaven.
Oh boy,
not the Rascal Flats. I can't think of what else would be there. I know that Hi-Fi Rush is basically guaranteed to be there.
Right.
There's no way it won't be.
I think
that'd be kind of wild if it isn't.
We probably listed like a fair number of like big name like third parties to possibly show up. It's interesting because you mentioned Capcom, and it did remind me that Capcom has its survey. So I'm not sure if that what it means for Nintendo specifically. Moreover, that's kind of for people to kind of feed into like other franchises existing in Capcom.
There's only 3 things I want from Capcom.
Okay.
There's only 3 things that I want from Capcom that could work on the current Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think Monster Hunter Wilds is going to come to Nintendo, just not
in Switch form, right?
Yeah. All right. If they show up, I would like to see a Mega Man X9.
Okay. All right.
Okay. A next true proper X game. That would be pretty cool. You know. I need to see a Mega Man Legacy Collection based on Legends. That would be tight. I would love a Legends collection that includes Legends 1, 2, and Misadventures of Tron. Okay. Or I would like to see a Mega Man Legends or Legacy collection of the Star Force series.
Interesting. Interesting that you picked all Mega Man.
Yeah, I want Mega Man. That's what I'm trying to say.
I do too, but yes.
That's what I'm trying to say, because I don't think there's any other Capcom games that they could bring over right now. I mean, they got the Ace Attorney games. Sure. All of them are there now. There's not a single one they missed on that. I mean, maybe the Miles Edgeworth investigation games, but like even then, that doesn't seem like something they would just, 1, announce right after Apollo Justice, and 2, if they're going to do that, that seems like a year away at least. Because there is the Miles Edgeworth investigation side series of games. One of them was in America and the second one was Japan only. So they could just bring them both.
Yeah.
And translate the second one for us for the first time. And those are kind of opposite games. Like you're playing as Miles Edgeworth instead of Apollo or Phoenix. So you're actually defending. And so you're trying to like, it's more crime scene investigation than it is like attorney. It's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that would be a pretty cool collection, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
I think it is safe that for Capcom to release another like Mega Man collection. It just makes sense just to bring everything up to like the current port. But although it's weird because like something like Nintendo Switch, granted it's multi-platform, but Nintendo Switch is slowly getting out the door. So
I've never played the Star Force games. Are they touchscreen heavy?
No, they are not touchscreen heavy. There's a fair couple bits of interaction, but it's mainly just like going through a menu. Oh,
so it's kind of like the ZX games, like that.
Kind
of,
a little
bit of touchscreen. Okay,
maybe a little bit more.
So theoretically, if you set it up like the ZX games and the ZX Legacy, they would work.
It could work. Yes, it could definitely work.
That's what I wanted to know, because like I would love. There was only 2 Mega Man sub-series left when we're talking about legacy games or legacy collections.
We were talking about Legends and Star Force.
And Star Force, that's it. And I think it would be really cool to have all of the original Mega Man games from the original series up until at least now, like all on modern platforms. I think that would be crazy cool. Just to make sure that we're all up to speed before they started announcing new Mega Man games.
I honestly would just like a new Mega Man game, actually.
I mean, I mean, look, Mega Man original series is my favorite. Right. A Mega Man 12 would be so damn cool. I know it would piss off some people because they want an X9 really bad. Like I think that's the consensus. Like they want a new Mega Man game, it's going to be X9. And I'm like, I would be super down, but at the same time, I'm more of a fan of the original series because it's a lot harder to screw up an original like Mega Man game.
That's true. It's
also, a lot harder. Like those are basically guaranteed good. Even 8, which is pretty weak, is still better than half of the X series.
Listen, I think they need to actually instead pony up and get a Command Mission 2 prepped. That's what I'm saying.
Yo. Breath of Fire? Hello?
Oh, wait a minute. You have a point there. Wait.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
The command mission is the Breath of Fire team.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, they could just like make some kind of like new entry for like Breath of Fire.
That would blow so many people. Like, that shit would shatter my mind.
I was gonna say all of a sudden that Partners Direct is now like
God tier.
Yeah.
Well, because we have Breath of Fire 1 and 2 on Switch with the NSO.
Yes.
And 3 and 4 are PS1 games, so those would be interesting. And then we don't talk about the 5th game, but it's that PS2 one. Anyways, Command Mission theoretically is a Breath of Fire game just with a Mega Man skin on it. That's what it is. It's basically what it is. It's obviously it's its own thing, but like it has a lot of the same mechanics. That's a game I need to pick up. I would really like a copy of Command Mission. Hold on.
They could just come up with Command Missions 2 as an announcement and be like, hey, we got like an HD port of like Command Missions. Like it's a I'm like,
I'm gonna get that on GameCube. Let me see. Mega Man.
Listen, like if you're gonna do an HD port of like Mario, like Thousand Year Door, that's a GameCube title, as well as like Metroid Prime, then you could most certainly do a Command Mission port. So just do it.
Oh no, not $60.
That's actually not too bad.
For the GameCube version? No, not too bad. It's probably cheaper if I get the PS2 version, but I'm
really
crazy and I want it on GameCube.
No, I feel that.
I mean, also just because it's a RPG, and how many RPGs do you actually get on GameCube?
On GameCube.
Yeah.
True enough.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting show. Do you want me to be honest with you? I am a little disappointed it's not a regular direct, but I always like regular directs the most.
Right. I think that's a sentiment shared amongst everybody.
And that's just mostly because, like, if we're at the end of the Switch's life and you can see the library, like we talked about this before, I just want more of Nintendo's older games up to speed here. Like, I want them just brought over. I don't care if they're not remastered or remade. Just put them on there.
Yeah.
Just literally bring them over. Like the Pikmin 1 and 2 ports. That's fine. That is good enough. Like, just throw those on there. Take some GameCube games like that. Just throw them on there, man. I mean, like, damn.
I mean, you still got Chibi Robo out there.
Chibi Robo, just throw it like those. Dude, if it just plays like, if it runs like the Pikmin games, it's just a straight up widescreen, like a little bit of touch up. It's just a port. That would be incredible. I'd take that. Easy. That's a easy win for me. I will buy that in a heartbeat. Freaking bring over, like I keep saying, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Those are like so obvious, but I guess Nintendo's not obvious. I don't know.
They're gonna save it for the very end, maybe. Yeah.
I'll continue to vouch for those. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. If you're gonna bring Woolly World, make sure the Poochie content's on there from 3DS. You know what I mean? NES Remix 1 and 2. Like, come on, those are
that's
easy.
right.
Those are easy ports. That's easy money. Like that's low effort, high reward, like games to put on there. Come on.
Nintendo's got 3DS, a lot of options out there as far as bringing back other like games.
If you're gonna talk about like 3DS remasters, if you're doing Luigi's Mansion 2, I expect Luigi's Mansion 1. Do Metroid Samus Returns. Screw it.
Yeah, honestly, this is like the talks about just like what Nintendo should just do.
You probably don't want to do Metroid Samus Returns because people will be mad it's not Prime 4. But anyways, the point is...
Well, I mean, if you could just announce it alongside it, to some
speaking
extent.
of that, Prime 2 and 3. Come on.
Oh, true.
Come on. Like, those are easy wins. Donkey Kong Country Returns, that's the biggest Wii game I want on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Oh, yeah, Galaxy 2.
So easy.
Mario Galaxy 2.
Galaxy 2 would be an easy slam dunk. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even kidding. They could sell that for the same price as Metroid Prime Remastered for 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a port. Like, it's just a straight up port like Mario Galaxy 1 was on the 3D All-Stars collection. They'll sell it. And it'll sell. I'd be stupid enough to buy it because I'm Philip. But, like, I would be 100% stupid enough to go, oh my God, Galaxy 2, I gotta do it. Like,
I gotta go.
I need this, even though I own it. But like, give me a reason to unplug my Wii U. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be a little bit more.
Look back on the legacy and just make the easy money at that point. Because people buy convenience.
Also, a little bit more faster on these NSO updates. I mean, Golden Sun was huge. I'm really happy we have Golden Sun 1 and 2 on there.
Oh, yeah.
But like, we're down to just F-Zero maximum velocity that hasn't shown up. That's announced. That's it. 64 games. They haven't talked about anything else. You know, like, where's Smash Brothers? Come on. That seems like a dead giveaway. Like, that's going to make it on there. Where's, Mischief Makers, that's published by Nintendo. That could be on there by Treasure. That's a good 64 game. Donkey Kong 64. Hey, yo, at Microsoft, if you're playing ball already, we can get Diddy Kong Racing on there. We can get Banjo Tooie. Come on. Like, keep bringing these older games over. Just to let me have them. Like, I'm not even... Like, at this point in the Switch's life, I don't even care if we get new games. I just want older games just to have at this point. I can wait for the new big ones when we get the next console.
It's true.
Super Nintendo, they're basically done with that. There's not much you can put on there, but
yeah.
I mean, it would be cool to get the original Mario RPG. I just know that's not going to happen. That's the whole point of the remake.
Yeah.
Same goes for like Mario versus Donkey Kong. You're not going to get the original on Game Boy Advance, but it would be cool to have. Like, I think there's value in having both. I think they're almost done with NES games, you know, like Star Tropics 2, that's not on there yet. Why? Like, I don't understand. Game Boy original, though, that's a crime. That's an absolute crime that there is not that many games on there yet. I mean, disregard color right now. I'm talking Donkey Kong 94 is not on there. Mario Land 1, Balloon Kid, Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters is not on there. Freaking, I'm trying to remember the names. Donkey Kong Land 1 to 3 are not on there.
I think they're just spanning it out because they want to hold that on for like a long time. They're not going to quickly abandon that.
No, of course. And I think this kind of proves that the next console is going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be just dropping these apps like this.
Right.
And adding more content for them to just stop and do it all
just
over
to
again.
Stop and to leave it to the Switch just to slowly like die, like maybe like 6 or 7 years later after like service has been done.
It would be like PS4 games on PS5, right? Like,
yeah,
it's still getting updated. It's just considered a Switch game. So like, it would run as a Switch game on your whatever the next console is.
Right. Which makes sense.
And they can just keep updating that. Because I would assume your controllers can still work, your Pro controllers and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
Maybe they might make new ones. But
they'll probably make new ones. But otherwise, stuff should work similar to how like Wii and Wii U communicate like perfectly.
So I think we're doing all right. I mean, I would be shocked if they did GameCube. I don't think they'll do GameCube at NSO. That would be a little too much. I mean, I would love it. I just don't know if they could run that. Maybe on the new console they can run it. Maybe that's the hook. That's exclusive to this console and NSO. Like,
that's a expansion plus Ultra.
maybe.
That's for GameCube and Dreamcast.
But yeah, other than that, you
And
won't
Six
be here
Sander.
for the next podcast, huh?
I guess I will not. So, anything that happens next week, I'll probably be privy to the news, but I won't be able to, do our usual podcast about it.
Okay, okay.
That's the only sad thing
Just
about it.
for the record, I have Mario versus Donkey Kong coming out on Friday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
No,
gonna be a
also
big
came out
one.
that we haven't talked about games that came out or is even software that came out like this past week, and we didn't even touch on like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to some extent.
Oh my god, we didn't really touch on it, huh?
And Helldivers and Foam Stars actually like have been released like this past week too. So
I claimed Foam Stars. I have it downloaded.
Okay.
I have not touched it. I was gonna dive into it a little bit in the morning tomorrow.
I see.
I'm kind of busy for the rest of the day. Well,
Gotcha.
at least until like a little bit later. But I might try it out tonight. I'm not sure yet. But
That's cool.
I have Foam Stars downloaded. I wanted to play it for this podcast. I just didn't have the time.
Gotcha.
I can't say I beat Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh,
So
very nice.
That was cool. I'm almost done with Pikmin 2. God, man, these games are killing me. I know it's been a struggle for a couple weeks. I get so much anxiety playing these games, man. Like, oh my god, dude. Here's the craziest bullshit this game is throwing at me right now.
Okay.
I think I've talked about this specific treasure I found once, but there's a treasure that requires 1,000 Pikmin.
1,000 of them.
There is no such thing as being able to have 1,000 Pikmin on the field.
Right. So what is
purple Pikmins are worth 10. So you have to have 100 purple Pikmin, but here's the catch. Purple Pikmin can only be made in the caves. They can't be made like normal other Pikmin. So you have to sacrifice Pikmin to make them into purple Pikmin and then bring them back up to the above ground and make sure that they don't die. So, because you're going to lose them. So I grinded. I looked it up. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here trying this like legitimately. So I looked it up and I found a good grinding spot for them, and I did that. I was like, cool. I made 100 purple Pikmin. I'm great. I'm ready to go. Justin, I got them to go. They're picking this up. Mind you, it takes almost half of an in-game day for them to move it because it's so heavy. But they're moving it.
They're moving it
slowly. And I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting at the ship. And I'm like, I don't really have anything else. I'm going to end the day after I get this. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. And I look at the bottom right of my counter. And I noticed that my Pikmin went from 100 to 31. And I was like, what the hell do you mean? And I went back there and, oh, no, of course. Of course, I should have thought that when you started moving it, it was going to trigger an enemy.
Not all of it was considered. Yeah.
That game is killing me. That game is absolutely. I did not think that game was going to be that hard to beat. Granted, I rolled credits, but I didn't 100% it. And you don't really beat that game until you 100% it.
Huh. All right.
Because there's a real ending. I got the mid ending basically.
You got the mid ending, but the real ending.
You roll credits when you pay off your debt, but then like it's not spoilers. This is Pikmin 2. This is an old game. Okay. Like Louis, you accidentally leave Louis on the planet, and so you're like, oh, I gotta go back. Like the president's like, how could you leave Louis? That's terrible. But I'll go with you this time.
Oh, okay.
Because I want more treasure. Because I want to be rich now. If we can pay off this debt, and so they go back.
Get down, Mr. President.
Is your partner. Yeah, the president of the Hokotade freight is your partner now instead of Louis, and so that's how you're exploring and looking for Louis.
Okay.
So I'm assuming once you get all the treasures, Louis will finally show up again, and then you can roll credits, and then you officially beaten Pikmin 2. Let me tell you something. Pikmin 1, my playtime was about 5 hours.
5 hours.
I'm already past 20 hours in Pikmin 2. That game is substantially longer and substantially harder to play through. That is the craziest difficulty spike I've ever seen in a franchise. Like, that's wild. Now, this might just be me because I suck. I hear a lot of people love Pikmin 2. But like, god damn, man. I never knew how much I missed the target lock from Pikmin 3. Good lord. Good lord. But I'm going to beat it. I'm going to see it all the way through because I want to have the whole Pikmin series under my belt. That's my goal. And I promise you, by the time you come back from your vacation, it'll be done.
Interesting. All right.
I'm only 2 caves away. I'm actually in a cave right now. Not actually right now, but like I saved it in a cave.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna beat this game. There's no ifs or buts about it. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm committed.
Okay, so I know you just talked about Foam Stars prior.
But Final Fantasy, right?
What your thoughts about Helldivers 2 right now?
So from what I know, I haven't played it yet, but from what I know, it's good. People really like it. I think it's like the #1 played game on Steam right now. Like it's up right there.
That's actually really good.
And it's great that it's crossplay between PlayStation and Steam. Granted, like I said, the original Helldivers was crossplay between PC, PlayStation 4, PS3, and PS Vita. So it's like this is really cool that we're back to having a bigger community. And I heard it's good. I heard it's really fun co-op game, and it's a strong start for PlayStation's year.
That's good to hear.
I need to pick it up. It's only a $40 game.
It's only $40. I was thinking about,
and it's got a physical copy.
That's cool. It's just I had mixed feelings about getting a physical copy for that if it's going to be online like at all times.
Sure.
Because otherwise, otherwise you won't really be able to experience it later on. So I was thinking about just getting for Steam because of the fact that you also need PlayStation Plus to do online stuff.
Actually, I'm not sure if Helldivers 1 has a single player component.
Yeah, you can probably check that. We saw Helldivers on Steam as well.
Because Helldivers 1 has a physical copy for PS4. Let me see. PS4, thank you. And it's not expensive. I found one right here for like less than 20.
Wow.
Let me see something. I just want to see the back of the box if it states.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. I was going to say also, Helldivers 2 honestly like looks so impressive as far as like graphically speaking.
Yeah, it looks good, dude.
That's insane. So I'm like, okay, maybe PC so I can like let's see how it plays on like Steam Deck, ROG Ally, if not just like the big bulky PC over here. See how that plays out.
It says 1 to 4 players, up to 4-player co-op across PS4, PS3, PS Vita. Upgrade and operate over 70 overpowered weapons and vehicles. Hundreds of hours of gameplay. Oh my god.
Woo.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're grinding stuff. And it does say online play optional. It is not required.
Oh, so in that case, Helldivers 2 is now that shift in like it shouldn't always be online play.
Let me double check. Let's see.
Okay. If it is single, then I'll probably be like, oh, okay. All right.
Maybe.
I see PlayStation.
That would be cool if there's some single player content. I just don't know.
Yeah. They've definitely geared it towards just online only.
I mean, let me be honest. The first one was more geared towards online play. So that kind of makes sense.
Fair.
This one is gameplay requires online. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the front of the box.
Okay.
No offline mode. Yeah, it's right there in the back.
Okay, I understand that then. It's from what I understand, it's like 100 gigs.
Is it?
It's like if you're looking on like PC, like that's a fat boy.
Damn,
it's
man.
big.
I need to start saving up and investing in memory. Because my Switch I have a 512 gigabyte micro and it's ready.
Really?
And updates and whatnot. Because again, physical copies on Switch doesn't mean I don't have to install.
Right.
So that's cool.
Right.
But updates
is killing you. Oh my god.
Especially when I have updates for games like Doom Eternal, where I have the limited run physical. I have the limited run physical copy. So I am saving before I tell you how much gigs that takes. I am saving a lot of memory by having the physical copy because the main campaign is playable off the cart.
Mm-hmm.
The limited run was very specific with that release that they were not able to have the DLC on there because of space. There's no such thing as a bigger memory card for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to download the DLC, and that's like about 15 to 16 gigs on its own.
Yeah.
And for a Switch, that's basically half your memory for a regular Switch.
That's
and so
insane.
things like that, Smash Brothers getting updates, you know, like
Oh, true.
Smash getting updates, you know, some big games, Splatoon always getting updates and all this other stuff. Like all of my games, you know, I try to have my Nintendo first party games all on my Switch, like all at least like installed and look good.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those games get big updates. Pokemon is a big one that gets a lot of ridiculously huge updates.
That makes sense.
So a lot of my memory is taken by updates.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of download games, despite me being a physical collector. You know, the Neo Geo games that I have downloaded.
Yeah.
I have a lot of arcade games downloaded. I have if you know, like Nintendo does have games that are exclusively only digital, like Kirby's Dream Buffet and Kirby Fighters 2 and whatnot. So
my thing with PlayStation 5 is that, yeah, like it's lesser games like in the library, but each game is like substantially large. And you have Helldivers 2 that's like, well, actually I don't know PlayStation size. They might have optimized it, but that's like 100 gigs.
Yeah.
And
that's ridiculous.
This is actually something interesting to segue to, because I want to talk about Rebirth, if not for a hot minute. Rebirth's demo is 48 gigs by itself.
Right now.
Well, yeah. So they they might update the open world for Junon to be much larger.
They're updating the demo. They already confirmed that, I think, by next week.
Yeah, so I guess you're gonna see extra stuff in there, and
they already confirmed the actual main game, like how much it is.
Yeah, the main game is 145. Yeah,
148 gigabytes.
And
it comes on 2 discs.
2 discs, bro. Which is
on a PlayStation 5.
Which is a huge dub, but it's also like so massive that you have to clear your storage.
Mind you, so there's context. Baldur's Gate 3's physical copy is also 2 discs. So
jeez, dude.
The Xbox version's 3. So I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I mean, like
I thought we were out of that era, but it seems that old habits die hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like multiple discs, dude.
Still there, baby. I was shocked. You know, nothing shocks me anymore. I guess when I opened my PS4 box for Last of Us Part 2 and it was on 2 discs, I was like, "What the hell?" Or Red Dead Redemption 2 was the first one for me. Like when I opened it up, I was like, "What do you mean it's on 2 discs on PlayStation 4? What are we like PS1 era where like Final Fantasy 7's on 3 discs? Like what are you talking about?"
But the wildest thing is that like when you're looking at Final Fantasy like 7 Rebirth, it's not open world, it's open zone per se. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe we need to play a little bit more.
That's what I was assuming it was going to be, right?
It's like more
open zones.
Yeah, open zones. But the fact that this demo's 48 gigs, and you know what else is like close to that 50 like gigabyte like size? Elden Ring. Bro, when you tell me this game is 148, it's just right now I'm just feeling like how overwhelming that is to look at.
Learn to compress your games, damn it. Learn. What are you doing?
But you know what? When I played that demo, it was totally worth it.
I'm sure. I 100%. I purposely avoid. I usually am cool with checking out demos. I'm purposely avoiding the demo.
Okay.
I have Rebirth ready to go. Like it's pre-ordered. I will be picking up my copy the day of. I'm excited. That's probably gonna be my last big pickup when I have to start saving some money. But like
that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So like I'm really excited for it. And it's just like, damn, man, like I need a bigger memory, dude. 500 something gigs is not enough on PlayStation 5 at all.
Was it 500?
It doesn't come with the terabyte. Last I checked.
I'm pretty sure it is 1 terabyte.
Is it? I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna check myself.
In fact, I don't think PlayStation 5 has a standard that is just 500 since PlayStation 4.
I'm gonna double check myself right now. Let me see.
Okay. because that was a big thing that I noticed about PlayStation 4s was that like it was 500, and then they would sell like the bigger collections for like a terabyte. The ones like with Call of Duty 3 or something like that. Well, with PlayStation 5, both physical and digital, they should just be 1 terabyte. Last time I checked.
All right, they got rid of the big model. It's the slim. Let me see. Oh, it is 1 terabyte. All right, well, 1 terabyte is not enough. Clearly,
yeah, it's starting to get there. Like, if you have a large library for PlayStation 5 and you don't have any of those like little sticks or even like an external hard drive, that's kind of it's getting rough out there. I feel it.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it above 50 with you. I don't even have as many PS5 games as I do PS4. Now, mind you, I did upgrade my PS4 hard drive to 2 terabytes. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
And like, I have a ton of PS4 games, obviously. 1 terabyte on my PS5, like I'm only holding like 5 games on there. Maybe less. I'm not sure. I think it's like 5 physical games and I have some downloads. And I don't like to count the PS1 games because they're only taking up like 1 gig each. So it's like, and I only have like 4 of those. So realistically, I think I have Final Fantasy VII Remake on there, which I'm gonna have to uninstall for Rebirth. There's no way. I have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on there.
Oh yeah.
I just downloaded Foam Stars. I have Returnal installed on there. Like, I think I have Demon Souls installed on there.
Oh, yeah, Demon Souls.
I think. I'm not actually quite sure.
I'm actually going to check how many PlayStation 5s I have downloaded here.
I did uninstall Spider-Man 2 because that was all 100 gigs, so that was cool. You know?
Actually, mine's not
even checked out. Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I do have a couple of games like here on just the internal storage for like PlayStation 5, and that's like East 8. Oddworld was like a PlayStation Plus thing. I don't think I can play that anymore.
Oh yeah.
Miles Morales, remastered Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man 2, that hasn't been downloaded yet. God of War Ragnarok. I still have Genshin Impact there. Final Fantasy 16 7 Remake Intergrade, the demo for Rebirth, Demon Souls, and Astro's Playroom. So that's still...
I'm never getting rid of Astro. I like that game too much.
That's all that's kind of sitting there.
Oh, do you know what? Update on that. I went to go... I told you last podcast I'm going to do it. I'm going to check out Genshin finally and see if I like it or not. And guess what? When I found out it's like 100 gigs, I was like, well...
yeah, that's an...
I claimed it. It's on my library now, but like, oh my god, dude, like 100 gigs.
We talking about games that have like constant updates that just build up the file size, dude. Genshin.
Oh, let me not remind you of Call of Duty. Like those games take like 200 gigs.
Oh, you're right.
That's so ridiculous, dude.
Here, I'm gonna check my storage and I'll get back to like Rebirth real quick.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh geez.
Like when Call of Duty has to give you the options to uninstall pieces of the game, that's when you know it's ridiculous.
I only have like 35 gigs left, or 37.
That's me too. I'm around there.
Oh my god,
I downloaded
dude.
Foam Stars.
I gotta see which one's like taking like the most, and I feel like it's Genshin.
And I feel bad because I needed to reinstall Ragnarok because I wanted to try out Valhalla and I haven't done that yet, and it's just it's memory sucks, ladies and gentlemen. I want more memory for my PlayStation 5. And this memory issue for PS5 is kind of what's holding me back from making my PS5 my PS4 as well. Because I know that I can go the Xbox route and do what I do with Xbox. But I feel like it's easier on Xbox for me. Like how I have it set up is my Series X, my internal is nothing but Series X games. Nothing else is on there.
Yeah.
All of my Xbox One and 360 and original games are all in my external hard drive. And they run off of there and they work like as they should. Like, and they take advantage of Series X features. I'm like, this is this is exactly what I wanted. Like, this is perfect. PlayStation can do that too. PS5 games can only run on the SSD. Okay, fair enough. And your PS4 games can run off an external. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking about getting a bigger external and just moving my stuff to PS5. That would be fine, I think. But when I got storage problems all day, I can't be doing that. Plus, my Series X, I don't have as many Series X games. You know, Game Pass is kind of there, so I'm more comfortable being able to delete Game Pass games because I'm like, all right, well, I'm done. I can always get that later and come back and here and there.
True.
I don't know. It's tough out here, man. These memory issues are tough, and it doesn't make it easier that they're expensive to upgrade. Like, I would love to add at least 4 terabytes to my PS5, but man, that's a pricey thing to do.
Okay, I have an update here.
Even 2 terabytes. Let me see. 2 terabyte SSD for PS5.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and list out and note that Genshin Impact for PlayStation 5 platform is high up there, but it's not the highest. Mine's got on Genshin, it's got 84 gigs on it, which is still substantial, but not as much as God of War Ragnarok, which is sitting at an 85. And following after that, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake for PlayStation 5 plus, the add-ons. That's 90 gigs. And Final Fantasy 16 takes the cake at 91 gigs. Dude.
Yep.
This is disgusting to look at. And you were telling me Call of Duty is like something else.
It's almost 180 for a 2 terabyte SSD.
Oh. That's not
good.
Yeah, it kind of depends on like how you can really be like affording right now for like space.
Yeah. But like, man.
All right. But real quick, Rebirth. That's fantastic. I'm not going to spoil anything since you haven't like really like started that, but essentially it does. You probably know the premise of like parts 1 and 2 of the demo.
Red 13 hold a gun?
I don't have those answers for you.
They were
leaving a whole lot of answers that don't need to be answered. A whole lot of questions that don't need to be answered.
I didn't see the state of play. Like I said, I wanted to keep it spoiler free a little bit, but
okay.
Like, to be honest, holy crap! Why did Red 13 hold a gun? why does he look like that? I don't remember that in the original game.
They get goofy with him.
Why does he stand up on 2 legs? What are they doing? Why are they cooking too hard?
So obviously the state of play happened for Final Fantasy like 7 Rebirth. I don't blame you. It's plagued with a lot of spoilers. I can only imagine like people who played through the original are seeing this and they're like, that's a lot of like things unveiled, even for like the new like content stuff. So I'm looking at all this. I'm bothered by spoilers. Moreover, I'll just be so displaced because that's how Square Enix just like has their like trailers done. It's all in different order. I already know like the beginning and end of the series, but it was chock full of a lot of like cool information that would give you really engaged in all like fronts. They talked about like the performance versus graphics. They talked about, kind of where you're going to end off in like this second part of the game from like beginning to end. So I won't say anything about that. But and then of course they talked about the gameplay mechanics of like how do you do like these cool synergy moves with people, do the cool combos, because that was a really cool thing in Integrate when they showed that off. So and then they wrapped it up with the fact that like we have a demo that's available like right now where you can play the opening essentially, and then you can do like kind of what they've shown off in other events before, which is like exploration of Junon, and that's kind of what you get to do. And that's pretty much it. But of course, they're getting that like update later on. Probably, if people have said that right, I think it's like around like the 21st. So it's gonna be really close on the release date. So otherwise, people have been playing the hell out of the opening. I have as well, and it's very substantial. It's a lot. It's 2 hours worth of like stuff. So,
well, I'm gonna spoil myself here for asking this question. That's fine. Because I heard that the demo is Niflheim, I'm assuming is Niflheim the opening?
Nibelheim. Yes, it's the opening.
Yeah, Nibelheim. Sorry,
Yeah.
Nibelheim.
So it is so it's the Nibelheim flashback.
They're using that as the opening? Seriously?
As told from Cloud's perspective.
That's
it's super interesting, especially if you know what you know. And like,
well, I understand the Nibelheim like flashback is in the original. It's just granted, I understand that we're way off track of what the remake is now, and I understand that. But like, I was gonna say that doesn't happen until a little bit more after when you leave Midgard in the original game. That's an interesting take.
Yeah, so I guess there might be like a rearrangement things, but the way that they want to do it is just to show off like the new mechanics, but also kind of stem into like, why is Sephiroth the way he is? Maybe not to like the full extent of like his intentions and everything, but like, where does it go south with him?
Well, yeah, in the original game, Nibelheim is where they show that. That is exactly what it's for. It's to show you where Sephiroth went wrong, like, and the iconic fire scene, and
right,
yeah. So that makes sense. It's just interesting that they're gonna choose that as the opening. I mean, I guess it makes sense in the sense that it is only a very small part in the original game. So using it as the introduction and using it as the tutorial kind of makes sense.
I think they've like done a good job of like sewing it all together. As someone who's never like played through OG yet, just the fact is that the whole team is now like rallied up. And they're like, okay, let's stop Sephiroth. By the way, Cloud, in the beginning of this game.
Well,
so what's going on with Sephiroth in the first place? Like, we thought he was dead. We thought like, thought he was like a hero originally. So what happened? And Cloud's able to tell in his skewed memory of like how this plays out. So,
yeah, well, remake definitely jumped the gun. Like Sephiroth is not supposed to be the boss in that area in that section. That's why I was what the hell is going on? So that makes a lot of sense why they would probably use Nibelheim as the opening, because they got to explain that like immediately. You can't just leave that there. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they even did the like that scene.
Yeah.
In remake, when that is not supposed to happen until way later into the game. That's why I was like, that's kind of crazy.
I guess they are playing around with people's expectations on all fronts. I
feel like that's why it's called Rebirth, because it's not a remake at this point anymore.
Well, wait, do you not know then? Because essentially, the remake series is not like a 1-to-1.
Yeah. No, I know that. I understand.
Right.
I know that.
So just for everyone else then, it's not. It's actually just a full-fledged like sequel, just in like kind of a twisted like Sephiroth takes like hold of the live stream timeline and like messes with Cloud big time because he can.
But they are still following specific story beats as far as I know.
That's true. Yeah,
the way they meet Vincent Valentine, that's correct. In the trailer, yeah, that's correct. I was gonna say Sid showing up when he does is correct. Going to Cosmo Canyon is correct.
Otherwise, I guess they've always kept saying that like they're gonna play them out exactly how it was before, but at the same time, it feels kind of capped too, because they made a whole big thing about like like facing destiny and now like breaking those ties to it. So whatever happens beyond this is different now.
Like by the third game, because there is only going to be 3 games. By the third game, it is not going to be the same. It's not going to be 1-for-1 anymore.
I think
like,
so.
I think this is the game that's going to transition. Like you're going to see, okay, this is way like you're way off the beaten path now.
Which
I feel like that's why it's called Rebirth. I feel like that's the name implying in there is that they're gonna you're relearning what Final Fantasy VII is, and by the time we get to whatever 3 is, you're out of there. Like that whole ending is gonna be completely different than what it actually is.
It's probably gonna be Final Fantasy VII Reunion, and that's gonna symbolize kind of like how the original timeline works and how this offhand like Rebirth and remake one, and it's gonna come back together in a way.
That'd be kind of crazy, but
I think minus Advent Children in the fray, but you know.
Well, hey, you know what? They re-released Advent Children in theaters in 4K, so
that's true. That's wild.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I really do like 7. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I love 7. Like it's up there as like top 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited. I love 7, so I really am excited to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to go back into the remake. I shed a tear when I started up remake, like when it came out.
Oh my god, dude. It was
7 was my
time.
game of the year that year, so I was real 7 remake, sorry. So
and I think Rebirth is going to like make a stand for itself. It's shaping up to be like really, really good, and I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing how you engage with the world. They do make a point that like there's a lot of side content. There's a lot of side content versus like how it was, and you could take it on whenever you want to do it versus the main storyline.
This is the part of the game. If I'm going based off the original, this is the part of the game where there is the most side content. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, Chocobo Racing is in the Golden Saucer and all. I heard they added a new card game, which I'm gonna touch very little of, but you know, it's there. And I think it's fun for those people who like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still tripping out about the segues. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that.
It's just a means of transportation in just one particular area.
I saw. I'm gonna refer to Red 13 as the dog. I saw the dog on the Segway, and I was like, "Oh hell no! What are we doing here?"
You saw him on Segway. I saw him on the Chocobo.
Well, okay. Well, that one's funny because they kind of imply in the original that he's doing that. Like you obviously don't see it because they're polygons, but like it's implied that if Cloud's writing it, everyone's writing it. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Oh my! It's just
yeah. He's actually looks like you're like
yeah. I don't understand.
And the way that they answer is that like, hey, listen, if you don't question it, then it's not a big deal.
It's also to my understanding that Vincent Valentine and Sid, while they're in the game, they are not playable partners.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in your party like Red 13 was in remake,
right?
Where
like they can probably assist, but they won't be something you can control.
They'll probably be there with you, but they're not going to be mainline like characters you can customize and whatnot.
Yeah, but otherwise, that's the full posse. So like,
which makes sense if you're going to keep new content for the third part. Yeah, Vincent Valentine being a partner and Sid in that game being a partner.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Also, how they're going to approach everything like by a third game. I think there's going to be a lot of speculations that we should probably just save that until like we finish all the content in Rebirth.
Yeah, of course. Otherwise, I was going to say, you know, there's the third game literally depends like what's going to happen depends on one scene. And if that scene plays out as I think it's going to play out, I don't know. And I'm not going to, for people who are new to this series, I know what you know what scene I'm talking about. It's being teased like hell in these trailers. I won't lie to you, Justin. I tried to sit. I was like, you know what? Let me at least watch the trailer. Like, right?
Yeah.
For this podcast, let me watch the trailer. Guess what? I saw Temple of the Ancients, dipped out. I immediately, in like couple seconds in, once I saw Temple of the Ancients, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. I can't watch this. I was like, I knew it was gonna
spoiler like heavy one, just told in a different like order. So anyone who's new won't really know what's going on.
No,
but anyone
once I saw that,
yeah,
I dipped out. I was like, "There's no way
you're good because
I can't do this."
Yeah, you don't want to watch the end of that trailer because they get.
I'm thinking I should just.
They really dance around that a lot.
Should I just run Final Fantasy VII Remake again really quick? I have the PS5 version. I have not actually touched
Honestly, it's a good excuse to do it. Just to see like what exactly has remake kind of like laid out there as far as like that timeline.
It didn't take long to beat, so honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind running it again, just because I like that game a lot. So
yeah, but you have your backlog, Phil.
Fuck it. There's my F-bomb. There's my F-bomb. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I decided that if I'm allowed one F-bomb, I'm gonna use it appropriately. And there it is.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. I think that should be everything I had like listed up.
Dude, there was a lot this week. I knew it was gonna go into pretty deep.
Yes. Oh man, dude. There's a lot going on. It sucks too because I'll be gone like next week. And not just like, you know, Monday through Friday. I'm talking about like all the way from gone from Monday till next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna miss a lot. So if there is a partner showcase, dude, I would love to talk about that. I just won't be able to cover it then. We'll have to like combine everything into one Saturday, the following Saturday.
If there is a partner showcase, I will definitely do a stream beforehand and with a little bit more detailed.
You might want to, just take the reins and like do your
I
own
might
like
look
discourses.
Into asking maybe
Seffi, maybe
Seffi,
Brian.
maybe Brian. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into it.
I imagine you having them on screen on Discord call, and in the back you see on your couch just like something that's wiggling about, and just Anaya. It's Anaya like roped up.
Anaya's in Irvine right now.
Oh, is he doing Tekken stuff? Yeah, that's right.
He's at another Tekken tournament in Irvine, so he's booked every Saturday basically for Tekken tournaments.
Yo, this man is absolutely devoted, and I appreciate that.
Yep. Update for everybody who didn't know. Last weekend he was 4-2. His score officially was 4-2.
So
he won 4 matches, lost, and was eliminated in 2. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He's also probably gonna, most definitely. He's gonna be participating in Evo, and I guess I could talk about that real quickly. That was also something that was announced. All the games that are gonna be showing up. We have like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Evo lineup is
it's pretty straightforward. Like it's
pretty straightforward. You already know what was gonna be there. It's like
I'll pull it up.
You were saying what, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus?
Right. Yes. Under Night as well. Actually,
Street Fighter 6,
I'm
Tekken 8,
pull it up just to make sure.
Guilty Gear Strive,
Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Under Night Invert, Mortal Kombat 1, Guilty Gear Strive, KOF 15, and the retro Third Strike.
I like this idea because what was the retro last year? Wasn't it MVC2?
Yes, it was, or MVC3. Yeah, it was 3.
3 or 2? I don't remember.
It was 3.
Cool. I like this idea of like one game is going to be a legacy game, and I think that's cool. And it being Third Strike is kind of tight. I am not going to lie to you. Third Strike is fun to watch.
It also brings up a lot of interesting conversations about how are they going to do that under a PlayStation supported type of like event.
They'll probably run the 30th anniversary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where's the 30th anniversary on?
PS4, Series X. It's PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So I'm assuming they're gonna use the PS4 version.
Okay, that makes sense. People were talking about like assuming. That might be like technically a whole different game than what a lot of players are used to.
Unless they're gonna do what they do with Turbo and run PC boards, or arcade boards.
That was also a thing of conversation. But yeah, that's interesting. I never even considered like retro games and like how are they usually played in like the modern era, and how are they going to like translate into like something that's like officially licensed.
Yeah, because I think there's nothing wrong with Third Strike on the anniversary collection. I think the only thing was the online. But if you're not using the online, it should be fine.
Yeah, there were some issues about like input latency for some other versions, whether it was online or not. But
we'll see. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I'm curious about like how that's gonna shake up the entire competition there. But yeah, because Anaya is definitely in on Tekken 8, that we're here supporting him. I know, Phil, you still gotta figure out your schedule on that one. We're just waiting for confirmation if I get the days off or not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wrote it in there, and how it works for me is it's kind of like priority list, and I won't lie to you. I put it as like I want it, but I'm not upset if I don't get it. Oh no.
I have 2 other bigger vacations I need to plan for, and that's the problem.
Fair enough.
Had those not been there, it would have been a little bit higher on the priority list.
Okay. But yeah, Evo is actually going to be taking place in Vegas, of course, but it's actually going to be in the Las Vegas Convention Center, which is actually where TwitchCon was last year. So we once we figured that out, Naya planned out the like hotel planning. He's got everything down. I just got my tickets like earlier today.
I have experience of Evo being there. I was there for the year it was there. It was in 20. I'd like to say 17. I'd like to say 17. Yeah, I think so. Could be, but I could be wrong. But it was fun. When I was there, it was fun. what makes this cool, and I think this is why it's an interesting year to be back at the convention center, is that finals is part of the package again. And it's something I haven't been to finals in years, because they separated it, because in Mandalay Bay, finals was in the sports arena, and that's a separate ticket.
Yeah.
Here you can get it as a package again, and it's reasonable. $95 for the weekend is reasonable if you're getting finals. That's really cool. And they're also claiming that all of the main games that they've announced, finals will be played at the main arena now, for finals.
Ooh.
Which typically the smaller games and the smaller like communities, they only play them like right there on the main stage call today. And saving the big games for the big arena. Here, they're all going to be played there. And that's really cool. So Third Strike on the big screen, baby. That's kind of tight.
That's wild.
So that's cool. I like that idea, because like I said, I used to go to finals all the time because it's part of the package. And like, yeah, I'd go in and out. Like I'd watch some games and be like, all right, easy lunch between one of the games I'm not interested in. I'll come back. And then once the last game's done, I still have the rest of the night to hang out in Vegas. So like for me, it's cool. Like that's a no-brainer. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm glad that finals is back in the package, baby. Like I'm excited. I'm hoping I get the days off now to see, and then I'll go from there, because I still gotta figure out prices. Right.
So we'll have some further updates as far as like the whole, like, I guess Tanuki cast is gonna get involved. So we'll see. But that's like further down the line, so we don't have to worry about that until like July. It was the 4th of July. You and I.
Oh my God. But yeah, I think that's it.
Alrighty, guys. I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up from there. So, guys, this has been another episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 493. My name is Justin.
And I'm Philip. I don't know what I was doing. I'm sorry.
Thanks for watching. #bye, everybody.